WTMJ.
That was filthy. Left-hander Sean Manaea is on the mound warming up before the rubber match of this 3-game series and the end of the season series between the Brewers and the Mets. Josh Mauer here as we wrap up the On Deck show built by Menards with a drive around the league. Brought to you by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together. With the Cubs off tonight and 6.5 games behind the Brewers in the Central, the game we'll be watching is in Atlanta. You got the Braves trying to sweep the Dodgers, and it's Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus Chris Sale. That game will get started just a little bit. We're ready to roll with this game, though, which is brought to you by Boucher Automotive Group. Start your journey with confidence. We ride with you every mile. Visit Boucher.com. Here's Lane Grindle.
All right, thank you, Josh. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club. Jackson Chourio to lead things off for the crew here. Sean Manaea making his 28th appearance, his 14th start of the year for the Mets. And the first pitch swinging for Jackson Chourio, and he lines one back up the middle and into left center for a base hit. So Chourio picks on the first pitch from Manaea, and the Brewers in business to start up the top of the first inning. Got underway on time, 7:10 Eastern. That feels like a minor miracle for what we thought when we first got to the ballpark today. It is 75 degrees here. And right now, it looks pretty pleasant out there. Now, there could be some rain that moves through later on. We will track that for you. Here's Luis Lara. First offering to Lara. Squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes a strike on a fastball. It's 0-1. First pitch of Brewers baseball brought to you by Carbless. Premium cocktails in a can. Stop at your local retailer and stock up for the game for your next tailgate. Carbless, less is more. The 0-1 to Lara is over but low with a cutter. It's 1 strike. Lara hitting .267, a home run and 17 driven in. Hits from the right side against the lefty Manaea. Manaea has been an innings eater of late. Long hold here, holding with 2 on the pitch clock, and now finally brings it home and missed up and away. And it's 2 strike on Lara. Each of the last 6 starts for Manaea have gone 6 or more innings. But his last 2 starts, he's given up 4 earned runs and given up 5 home runs combined. Lara takes outside. It goes to 3 strike on Lara. 4-5 on the year with a 4.31 ERA. He's given up 19 home runs overall this year. For the Southpaw, who made a start against the Brewers in 24 in the wild card series. Here is a ground ball foul up the first base line, and the count is full. It's 3 strikes. He started that middle game of the wild card, the one the Brewers came from behind. Jackson Chourio and Garrett Mitchell with those homers late. And the Brewers forcing a game 3. And the bat was broken for Luis Lara, so he'll get some new lumber run out to him by the bat boy. And ready to resume the at-bat. This game began with a base hit up the middle from Jackson Chourio. And now Manaea deals the 3-2 to Lara, and he pops it up, foul, back behind home plate. This will find the seats. And we'll do it again at 3 strikes. Our quick trip around the bases presented by Old Wisconsin. And tonight's contestant in the quick trip around the bases is Debbie Matilla of Palmyra. If the Brewers score in the first inning, Debbie will win a $100 quick trip gift card. Compliments of Quick Trip and Old Wisconsin. Lara will utilize his timeout here. And now climbs back into the box. 3 for 8 in this series with an RBI for Luis. Hitting in the 2 spot here tonight against the lefty Manaea. And the 3-2 pitch. And he took down an in. He worked the walk. So a good start for the Brewers. A base hit and now a walk worked by Lara. When pain can't wait, walk right into Ortho ASAP. Same day access to specialists. Start healing faster at orthowisconsin.com. And that'll get Contreras to the plate. Contreras, the designated hitter here tonight. He's had good numbers against Manaea in his career. 3 for 8 with a home run and a couple of walks. He has been red hot at the plate of late. The pitch. Inside edge for a strike with a fastball at 93. It's 0-1. William went 0 for 5 last night, but had been red hot coming into it. 3 for 9 in the series. Minaya brings home the 0-1. Swing and a miss. A little late on a fastball at 94. And it's 0-2. Contreras hitting .268 on the year, 12 home runs. He's driven in 65. Done a lot of damage against lefties over the course of his career. Now he's going to step out of the box and utilize his timeout. Mets defensively, Robert is in left tonight. Ewing in center, Benj in right. Beatty at third, Lindor at short. Simeon the second baseman. Jared Young is at first. And here's the pitch. Popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Young gives it a look. He will run out of room. It finds the seats. And it'll stay no balls and 2 strikes here on Contreras. And Francisco Alvarez does the catching tonight for the Mets for the second consecutive night. Luis Torrens caught game 1 on Tuesday night. It's been Alvarez the last couple of nights for Andy Green's club. 0-2 pitch, and that's lined just above the camera well. Third base side foul, and out of play. It stays at 0-2. He got out in front of a sinker. Minaya, former first-round pick of the Kansas City Royals, was traded in 2015 to the A's in the Ben Zobrist trade. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Went upstairs with a fastball. Contreras came up empty. That's a big first strikeout for Sean Minaya. There's one away for Andrew Vaughn, who is hitting cleanup today. Clean up any home damage with Loyal Family, located in Muskego, serving southeastern Wisconsin and across the state. Don't let the out-of-towners handle it. Call locally owned Loyal Family Renovations for a free inspection today. First pitch to Vaughn is a strike on the inside edge with a sweeper that he landed. It's 0-1. Manaya's been a Padre as well. Bounced around a little bit over the course of his career. Debuted with the A's, of course. 0-1. This is lined but foul down the right field line. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Vaughn. Carries a 9-game hitting streak into tonight. .307 average, 5 home runs, 37 driven in. But finds himself behind the count here against Minaya. 0-2 pitch. That's high, and it's 1-2. Nick Lentz calls our balls and strikes. Edwin Moscoso is at first base. Hunter Wendelstedt at second base. And Vic Carapazza is the crew chief over at third tonight. 1-2. Vaughn took up and away. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one didn't miss by a ton. It was up and out. And a good take by Vaughn, and he's leveled the count. Churio at second, Lara at first. Good speed on the base paths for the Brewers. The 2-2 to Vaughn, and swung on, fouled straight back into the net, and the beat goes on. 18 pitches so far in this first inning for Sean Minaya. Vaughn has hit for average all season long. It's been the extra base hits that have been a bit fleeting at times, just the 5 home runs. And he lines this one foul and out of play down the left field line. Got out in front of a sweeper with that swing. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just 2 extra base hits in the month of August for Vaughn. A double and a homer. A lot of singles in there for Andrew. 2-2 pitch. And a single through the right side for Andrew Vaughn. Churio's around third. He's headed for home. The throw is going to go to third. Lara slides in there safely. And Andrew Vaughn with an RBI single has given the Brewers a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Well, how many times have we seen that from Andrew Vaughn? We were just saying that the extra base hits haven't necessarily been there for him, but when you can do that, line a ball through the right side of the infield with runners in scoring position, you'll take that all day long. Vaughn drives in his 38th of the season. And now runners on the corners for Gary Sanchez. First pitch to Gary is in there with a sweeper for a strike. And it's 0-1. Congratulations to Debbie Matilla of Palmyra, winner of a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Compliments of Quick Trip in Old Wisconsin. 0-1. And Sanchez, a soft liner, one hops the glove of Simeon at second. He goes to short for one, back to first, not in time. Sanchez hustling, able to stay out of the double play. Lara comes down the line and scores, and the Brewers lead it 2-0. It was not hit overly hard. It one-hopped the glove of Simeon, who then fed Lindor coming across the bag. And it all took enough time to develop that Sanchez, who was busting it up the line, was able to stay out of the double play, and he gets himself an RBI as a result. 32nd driven in on the year for Gary, and a 2-run lead spotted at Jacob Mizorowski before he's thrown a pitch. Joey Ortiz the batter. He swings on it, fouls it back and out of play, and it's 0-1. Now the Brewers being the Brewers here early on. We've seen this story so many times over the course of this season. Here's the 0-1, and Joey took a strike on the outside edge, and it's 0-2. We were talking to Pat Murphy, talked to Josh about it as well in the pregame show. Just the constant traffic the Brewers have had of late. 0-2 pitch. Ortiz took a touch low. Fastball at 93. That did not miss by a lot. In fact, it might not have missed. Had Alvarez challenged it, might have been strike three. 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. Left side of the infield, Lindor calling for it, nearing the second base bag. Squeezes it for the final out, and the inning is over. But the Brewers push two across. They do it on 2 hits, and there was a man left on base. 2-0 Milwaukee after half an inning on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
From the post-game to the morning show, there's no rest for baseball for Dominic Cotroneo, our Brewers 360 guest every Monday at 8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I don't care about a team record. I don't care about 100 wins. I don't care about any of that. Make sure that you are in tip-top shape the moment the playoffs start.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited, Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Cannon and Dunphy, and Ridgetop Exteriors.
John Amato here, and as Amato Automotive celebrates 70 years in business, we're stepping up to the plate with the Amato Advantage. That means every used car is thoroughly inspected before it hits the lot. It comes with something you can't find anywhere but at Amato. Warranty forever, plus a return policy. If you don't like it, return it, and live market pricing so you know you're getting a great value. For 70 years, our family has been delivering a winning experience every time you visit. That's the Amato Advantage. Learn more at AmatoAuto.com. Amato, driven to make you happy.
Amato driven.
The first inning is brought to you by Lakeland University. Starting fresh, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family, Lakeland University offers flexibility to earn a degree your way.
2-0 Milwaukee as we go to the bottom of the first inning here at Citi Field in New York. The rain starting to come down here in Queens, so that is a situation to monitor. The skies look pretty light, though, Josh. It doesn't look as ominous out beyond center field as you might think. Now, I don't know what's behind us. There's stuff on the radar. Josh silently slides his phone over to me. Oh, we're good. It's cleared us. That's what you're trying to tell me. Have a little pin and teller act going on here. Here's A.J. Ewing to lead things off for the Mets. First pitch from Mizorowski. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Fastball at 101 from Miz to start up the night. Ewing hitting .243, 7 home runs, 28 driven in. 2 for 9 in the series for Ewing. Mizorowski kicks in, delivers the 0-1, and missed a little high with a fastball at 100. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Brewers baseball being brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer with great taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time. Here's the 1-1 to Ewing. Swung on and fouled back, and it's 1-2.
I think it's going to just kind of drizzle for the next 20 minutes or so, and then I think after that we're okay for a while.
I'm going to hold you to that, but that would be great news. That would be welcome news, Josh, if that's indeed the case. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ewing. Mizorowski brings home the pitch, and it's a line drive to center. Going back on it is Lara, still back a few steps. Has it measured, reaches up and makes the catch. And there's one away for Francisco Lindor. Mizorowski making his 3rd start against the Mets. Remember, he had really his first bit of adversity as a big leaguer in his start here in New York last year in early June. Or I should say early July. Pitched well against the Mets coming out of the All-Star break back in Milwaukee earlier this year. Pitched to Lindor as a strike with a fastball at 99.8 on the outside edge. It's 0-1, but only went 4 innings. Brewers were kind of building him back up at that point. It was a designed shorter start. 0-1. Chopped foul at the plate, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Lindor hitting .236, 13 home runs. He's driven in 33 on the year. Switch hitter hitting lefty against Mizorowski. Jacobs 0-2 pitch. Way outside of the fastball at 100. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brewers defensively, Churio in left, Lara in center, Frelick's in right. Ortiz at 3rd, Pratt the shortstop, Hamilton at 2nd base tonight. Vaughn's over at 1st. The 1-2, swing and a miss. He got him with a slider. So Mizorowski's first strikeout of the night. And his 217th of the season. It's an ortho ASAP strikeout. There's 2 away for Carson Benj. Gary Sanchez does the catching of Mizorowski tonight. Mizorowski throws that baseball out of play. New one sent out to him. Benj has impressed us. We saw him a lot in that series in Milwaukee. We've seen him here this week in New York. Takes a strike with a fastball at 100. It's 0-1. This is a player that if I'm a Mets fan, I'm getting very excited about being a part of their lineup for years in the future. 0-1. Swing and a miss. He was late on a fastball at 99, and it's 0-2. He is a toolsy player. Been impressed with his at-bats. He's 4 for 8 in this series. But a big-time arm as well out there in right field. No balls and 2 strikes on him here. Mizorowski kicks, delivers, and missed just a touch in with a fastball at 100. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Benj. That one didn't miss by a lot. Miz looks in. The 1-2 to Benj. Missed down and in with a slider. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Benj, a left-handed hitter. Starting to get some run for National League Rookie of the Year. It's Carson Benj. 2-2 pitch. And fouled that one off the gear of Sanchez and back to the backstop. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hitting .281 on the year, 16 home runs, 53 driven in. He's stolen 19 bases. Miz with 6 pitches now over 100 miles an hour in this inning alone. 2-2 is fouled back and out of play. And they'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Brewers now as a team with over 1,000 pitches of 100 miles an hour or more this season. Think about that. 2-2 pitch. And I think he did. It's a curveball down in the dirt. Benj strikes out. And Mizorowski with a pair of strikeouts, one on the slider, one on the curveball, to end this 1-2-3 first inning. 1,000 pitches of 100 miles an hour or more from this Brewers staff, and 928 of them.
And Mizorowski shines once again. 6 strikeouts across 6 innings. No runs against the Miz.
Ronald picks it up. He comes up ready to throw. Here comes Lara. Tag down. He is toast. What a throw out of deep right field from Ronald Acuna.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Marlins win it. Javi, the hero, the man of the month, and certainly the man of the night. Alec Bohm wins it. The Phils have won it. It's a walk-off for Alec Bohm. They've won 7 in a row. Are you kidding me? Back to back to back we go. And the Sox come back from 4-0 and walk it off in the 9th. Southside, stand up.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And look for me taking a swing on the label. You can also find them online at usinger.com.
Look for them at your local Syndic's or Woodman store.
At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, premium quality doesn't come at just one price point. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We go to the top of the second inning. The Brewers with a 2-0 lead. Sal Frelick takes the ball, and it's 1-0. Minaya working quickly, brings home the 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss, and Frelick's helmet flies off in the process. Swung through a sinking fastball at 89. Count is even at a ball and a strike. It's been a while since we've seen Sal's helmet fly off on a swing. Welcome sign. Good to have it back. 1-1. Here's the pitch from Minaya, and that missed down and away with a sinker. Goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Clean ride is always a win. Stop by Tsunami Express Car Wash before or after the tailgate to keep your car fresh. Tsunami Express Car Wash, the official car wash of the Milwaukee Brewers. 2-1, and Frelick a ground ball, right side, backhanded by a sliding Simeon. Gets to his feet, throws to first in time to retire Frelick for the first out of this second inning. Nice play by Simeon. And here's Cooper Pratt. Cooper, 3 for 6 in the series. He's had some batted ball luck in this series, which I'm sure he was not opposed to after some tough luck for a stretch of baseball coming off the injured list. Fouls this one off and out of play down the right field line. It's no balls and 1 strike on Cooper. Pratt hitting .265, 2 home runs. He's driven in 18. Minaya out of the windup, the 0-1 pitch. This one's fouled out of play first base side. It's quickly 0-2. Brewers wearing those powder blue tops again tonight with the gray pants. Mets in their white pinstripes. Kind of that traditional home Mets look. Still just a little bit of sprinkles. Just a drizzle, I guess, would be the best way to term it. It is definitely present. 0-2 pitch to Pratt, and he took up and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'd maybe even go as far as to call this a light rain, but it is nothing that would interrupt the game right now. If it stayed like this, we're going to be fine. 1-2 pitch, and he went around. Tried to check on a sweeper, and Cooper is going to be retired via the strikeout here. And there's 2 down now for David Hamilton. So Minaya, who had a lengthy first inning, trying to have a quicker second inning here after retiring the first 2 batters of this second. Hamilton, 1 for 7 with an RBI in this series, hitting .237, 4 home runs, driven in 23. First pitch, squaring to bunt, pulls the bat back and takes outside for a ball. It's 1-0. an interesting trip for the Brewers. Go to Williamsport. 1-0 pitch is down and away. 2 balls to no strikes on Hamilton. Started in New York, went to Williamsport, back to New York. All before playing a game in New York. Pitch is in there for a strike. It's 2-1. And finally getting this series started on Tuesday night. Losing a heartbreaker in extra innings on Tuesday. Coming back and winning 8-1 last night. 2-1, and Hamilton bunts it right back to Minaya. Off the mound field, turns and throws, and the throw brings Young off the bag. Hamilton is safe. It was not a great bunt by David Hamilton. He bunted it right back to Minaya, and Minaya kind of soft-tossed it and was not accurate with his throw. Young had to come off the bag just to catch it. And so Hamilton's got himself on first with 2 outs, and that'll get Chourio to the plate for the second time tonight. They're going to give him a base hit.
I kind of think you have to because
there was no misplay involved.
Right, it was kind of like a mental error that he lobbed it.
I mean, you could technically give it to him on the throw because Young did leave the bag.
But by that time, he had thrown the ball so softly to first, you don't know that Hamilton was going to be out.
It wasn't a given that he was going to be out at that point. I'm with you. And you can't give a error for slow play, and that's really what messed that play up. First pitch to Chourio, a fly ball to right, deep. Back goes Binge, track wall gone. 2-run home run for Jackson Chourio, and the Brewers lead it 4-0. Well, he got a cookie, a fastball at 91 right down the middle. And Jackson Chourio with his 18th home run of the season and his 5th home run in the month of August. And the Brewers are out to a healthy lead here in the early goings in the Big Apple. And now how big does that misplayed bunt loom for Minaya? It looked like he was going to have an easy 1-2-3 inning, and the inning extended, and Jackson Chourio, like the Brewers so often do, took advantage. Here's Luis Lara. First pitch to Lara is a ground ball right side. Sharply hit right at Simeon. Fields it, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. But a 2-run blast from Chourio, and the Brewers lead it 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the second on the Brewers Radio Network. Presented by American Family Insurance.
On the baseball field, the skilled players get paid the most. The same is true in construction. Some of the most skilled players building our roads, solar farms.
Hey Chicago, what do you say? Let's take a road trip to Wrigley Field today. Home of the Chicago Cubs since 1916, Wrigley Field is the second oldest ballpark in the majors, just behind Boston's Fenway Park. Hop off the L in the heart of Wrigleyville and take in the unique buzz of the neighborhood. On the corner of Clark and Addison, the iconic red marquee sign welcomes fans into the friendly confines. Once inside, direct your attention to the manually operated scoreboard that sits 60 feet above center field. Lush green ivy covers the brick outfield walls, and just beyond the bleachers, Wrigley rooftops provide an unrivaled view of the game. When at Wrigley, you have to get a Chicago dog. With everything, of course. The chicken tinga torta or chicken and churros are great options too. Find your seat in the bleachers and embrace the rowdiness. Sing along to Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And don't forget to root, root, root for the Cubbies. Wrigley Field, an unforgettable experience.
One down in the sixth. That brings up Vinny Pasquantino. Pasquantino pummels it. Deep right field. That ball's gone. Over the Royals bullpen. Into the seats. A blast from Vinny Pasquantino. His first home run since returning from the injured list. That power is a sight for sore eyes.
Vinny Pasquantino deposits it into the right field bleachers beyond the bullpen.
His first home run since June 3rd. That had to feel incredible.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Jacob Mizorowski back out there for the bottom of the second inning after working a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. And Luis Robert, first pitch swinging, pops it up, fouling out of play first base side. And it's 0-1. That home run from Chourio in the top of the second, by the way, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Get back to taking big swings on the course quarter field with a visit to Ortho ASAP. Get expert care today at orthowisconsin.com. Pitch missed outside of the fastball at 98. And it's 1 strike on Robert. He's had a good series, 3 for 8 with a homer. He's been hot of late, Luis Robert. The 1-1 pitch, up and in. Fastball at 100 miles an hour. It's 2 strike. 232 average, 10 home runs, 23 driven in on the season for the right-handed hitting Robert. Mizorowski from the first base side of the rubber. The 2-1 offering is in there for a strike with a fastball at 101. Right at the knees. And it's 2 strikes on Robert. Miz looks in. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Went after a slider down and away. Robert strikes out. That is 3 ortho ASAP strikeouts for Jacob Mizorowski so far here tonight. Don't strike out. Get back to the active lifestyle you want at Ortho ASAP. See a specialist today at orthowisconsin.com.
And none of them on fastballs.
Yeah, slider, curveball, slider for his 3 strikeouts so far tonight. It's a great observation, Josh. Jared Young takes up and away with a fastball, and it's 1-0.
I almost feel like watching him. He's kind of going about 70-80% on the throttle on the fastball thus far. Like he's holding something back a little bit.
The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul tip in and out of the mitt of Sanchez. 1 strike. Kind of like when you would get on a golf cart and it's got a governor on it. And it can only go so fast. It could go faster, but we're going to cruise along at this speed right now. A little preservation, perhaps. What a luxury to have that if you're Jacob Mizorowski. The 1-1 misses down and in, 2 strike. You know how many other pitchers are probably dialing up a Jacob Mizorowski start, watching him throw 97-mile-an-hour cutters, 99 to 101 with his fastball. 2-1. This one is popped up. Right side. Vaughn into foul territory. Can't find it. Vaughn still can't find it. It's going to fall in foul territory. Vaughn just never could find that baseball. He came in on it, and it was past him at that point. Gary Sanchez trying to help him out. And it's 2 strikes on Young. Vaughn wasn't really that close to it either. I mean, he just never saw the baseball. 2 strikes on Young here. Mizorowski kicks, delivers, and this is a fly ball to center. Back on it is Lara. Plenty of room. Turns around, makes the catch, and there's 2 down. So, for Jacob Mizorowski, the lack of catching the foul ball only cost him 1 extra pitch. And there's 2 down now for Marcus Semien. But you know how many other pitchers are sitting there going, this guy's just cruising and just kind of taking it easy at 99 to 101. What a luxury. Here is Marcus Semien. First offering is a fly ball, foul down the right field line and out of play, and it's 0-1.
It reminds me about what Pat Murphy said after his last start, which was a good one against the Braves, where people were like, hey, his velocity's down. And Murph said, well, we're trying to convince him he doesn't have to have 102, 103 to be a successful pitcher on any given night.
We'll do that in October.
Yeah.
No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, just foul at the third baseline. It's 2 strikes.
Well, what you have, even if you're only throwing 75% of your capability, is plenty good enough. It's
still Cy Young worthy stuff that he's throwing out there. And when he needs it, he can still reach back and find it. 0-2 pitch. Bounce that one in the dirt. Buried a slider. It's 1 strikes. Camping, cookouts, family get-togethers, they're all in full swing. It's summertime in Wisconsin. Enjoy them all with the season's favorite food, the Usinger Bratwurst. Whether your gang prefers brats, hot dogs, Usingers is the name to look for. We've got the best right here. 1-2. This one's a pop-up into shallow right. The second baseman Hamilton going out, being called off by the right fielder Frelick, who races in and squeezes it for the third and final out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Mizorowski. in the bottom of the second inning. We go to the third. It's 4-0 Milwaukee on.
Batting third, number 5, George Brett.
I've never seen this before.
Look at this. Not just the Royals with the respect, but the Rangers as well. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit! George Brett singles in his last at-bat. Wow. Way to go, George.
I'm Jonathan Mayer, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
As we head to the third inning here in New York, and with the play-by-play, here's Josh Mauer.
Thank you, Lane. William Contreras in the box against Sean Manaea. The first pitch almost hit him. Sweeper coming in towards his waist. He was able to thrust the hips back, though, and get out of the way from ball one. Brewers got 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings on 2 hits each time. The pitch is upstairs, 2-0. Contreras struck out in the first. He had RBIs from Vaughn and Sanchez in the first, then a 2-run home run from Churio in the second. The 2-0, outside ball 3 on William Contreras. And the middle of the order coming up against the left-hander with Vaughn and Gary Sanchez to follow here in the third inning, trying to add on perhaps another crooked number. In the rubber match of this 3-game series, great start for the Brewers. 3-0 pitch, took a swing and he flies one into right. Going over towards the foul line is Carson Benj with a play. And in medium depth, he reaches up and makes the catch. If you ever were going to swing at a 3-0 pitch, that was one to swing at. 90 miles an hour right down the middle. William flies out. And that brings up Andrew Vaughn. This third inning is brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're going across the state line or just going across town, Club Citgo can save you money on every fill-up along the way. First pitch coming. Vaughn takes inside. 3 cents off every gallon every day is one way that Club Citgo can help save you money on every fill-up. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Vaughn had the RBI single in the first that opened the scoring, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike, 1-1. Now the owner of a 10-game hitting streak, and all of them are singles. Pitch is down and in, and it's 2-1 here from Manaea, who's working behind in the count to each of the first 2 batters in the inning. Vaughn now with 12 hits in the 10-game hitting streak, none for extra bases. He flies one in the air into center. This will be playable for Ewing, a few steps to his right. Moving into left center field, A.J. Ewing reaches up, makes the catch. That's 2 harmless flyouts. That'll bring up Gary Sanchez. Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee has major wins on deck. Play with your rewards card for a shot at cash, reward play, and new Toyotas. Visit Potawatomi.com for details. A chance at the first scoreless inning of the night for Sean Manaea. Trying to go 1-2-3. Gary Sanchez takes ball 1. Gary hit a ground ball to second with runners on the corners in the first. You're thinking, uh-oh, double play. Swinging a ground ball to third. This one right at Brett Beatty, who fields and throws him out, and the inning is over. Anyway, Gary was able to beat the relay. It was a slow developing play in that first, and it got the Brewers a run with his hustle. He is now 1 for his last 26. We go to the bottom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Toddy's on a heater. Nothing coming off his bat right now is soft.
Number 2 for Fernando on the day. A line drive homer to left center field.
That one is gone! Off the pole, grand slam, Ian Happ. Grand slam, Pedro Ramirez. And it is all Cubs here today.
Tristan Peters walks it off in the ninth. The second walk-off for the White Sox against the Mets this series.
Jacob Young has robbed the Marlins here this afternoon. He scaled the wall and caught it right at the top of the fence. What a play by Young.
It is over! Kyle Schwarber has just completed an improbable comeback. A 2-run game-winning home run.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good.
Home run for personal or business finances? Don't just bank with anyone. Tri-City, your hometown bank.
Jacob Mizorowski has retired the first 6 Mets to come up against him. He's back to work for the bottom of the third, and he's got a 4-0 lead with which to work. Brett Beatty, Christopher Morel, and Francisco Alvarez. Coming up here for Andy Green's team. When the game is on the line, the Brewers rely on their elite bullpen. When your oral health is on the line, rely on a WDA member dentist. To find one near you, go to WDA.org. Miz, as he often does, needed a little bit of ground crew procurement on the front of the pitcher's mound where his landing area is. And so they brought out some rakes, dried it off a little bit. That drizzle has stopped for the moment. And now he's ready to go to Brett Beatty. Swinging a pop foul into the seats third base side by the left-handed hitting third baseman. So they worked on it between innings, just making sure that he's not going to be slipping and sliding on his landing spot. And that's always a problem for Jacob because he lands in front of just about every pitcher in baseball. Now the 0-1. Beatty takes inside, 99 on the fastball, 1-1. Remember the problems he was having at the beginning of the month in Anaheim.
I think really most of the visiting mounds he has some struggles on occasionally.
And he misses inside with a cutter to Beatty, 2-1. Yeah, you're right.
You know, these ground screws, they just aren't used to having to be that good at that part of the mound. Nobody else lands down there.
2-1 on Beatty, who's had a fine series, and he takes up and away. It's 3-1. That wasn't close. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Beatty is 3 for 4 with a walk and a double over the first couple of nights. These teams split the first 2 games. On the season, hitting .223 with 8 homers. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Threw him a fastball at the top of the zone, 99 miles an hour. Couldn't touch it. It's full count. Miz has 3 strikeouts and 3 flyouts. So he got the first 2 perfect innings. And now Beatty, B-A-T-Y, will use his timeout. Steps back into the left-handed box, leading off the bottom of the third. Mizorowski has his sign from Sanchez. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back up and out of play. 99 again. That might have been ball 4. Would have been, I think. A little bit up. I mean, but if you're the hitter, how could you even know, right? You got to make up your mind pretty darn quickly.
Where'd it go?
3-2. We'll do it again. Miz kicks and he deals, and it's chopped softly to first base. Right by the bag, played by Andrew Vaughn. Only about 3 steps to get to the base for Vaughny, and he does so in time to get Beatty. Threw him a cutter, and he busted him in. That was a great pitch. 3 unassisted, so that's 7 in a row retired by Mizorowski to begin his night. And as I told you, by the way, the rain kind of stopped. We thought it would, and looking at the radar, we're clear at least for another hour. Good news on a rainy day and early evening in New York City. The pitch is up and away on Christopher Morel, tonight's designated hitter. 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the series. Man who just recently got called up to the big leagues for the Mets for the first time. And the fastball catches the inside corner, 1-1. Thus far, Morel with the Mets. He is 1 for 8. Hitting 125. 4-0 Brewers in the third. The 1-1 coming down and away. Hit 100 on the radar gun for the first time in the inning. But he missed to the glove side, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Safe driving tip now from Schneider and their professional truck drivers. They remind you, put your phone away while driving. Your full attention can save lives. Now the 2-1 Morel took way outside on a cutter. Each batter in the inning has gotten ahead of Miz, 3 balls and 1 strike. The Brewers with their ace on the mound, the Cy Young Award favorite, handing him a 4-run early lead. 3-1 coming. Morel takes inside, and that's the first base runner of the night for the Mets. 99 miles an hour in near the hip. It's a 1-out walk to Christopher Morel. I would say I don't think Miz looks all that comfortable at the moment.
I think when you have a landing spot you're not confident in, it's just one more thing you're having to think about, right? It's kind of prevents you from that clarity you want to be able to have when you're just attacking. And now a bit of a distraction.
Yeah, Francisco Alvarez is going to hit. I agree with you, Lane. 1 on, 1 out. Alvarez had an RBI hit last night, and he takes a cutter way outside in the left-handed batter's box, backhanded by the catcher Sanchez, ball 1.
His foot just moved probably half an inch when it landed right that time.
I think, too, you remember when he first came up as a rookie last season, mechanically he could get off kilter at times. 1-0 pitch is low, and so it's 2-0 on Alvarez. Sanchez is going to go pay Jacob a visit here. This is a rare time that you see the command lapse for as long as it has here, really for 3 batters. And Miz is still kicking at that front slope of the mound as the catcher and now the home plate umpire come out to inspect it.
Yeah, Pat Murphy's on his way out to talk to Vic Carapazza, who's the crew chief, and I think he's saying, can't we just get the crew out here to manicure this right now? This is player safety.
Nick Lentz is the home plate umpire who's with Sanchez and Miz on the mound. And Nick Lentz signals that that's not going to count as a mound visit for whatever that's worth. But Murph, you're right, is talking to the third base umpire about getting some more work done on that landing spot.
I'm not an expert lip reader, but it looked like a couple of times Vic Carapazza just said, I don't know what I can really do here.
Yeah, they came out with some of the drying agent and the rakes in between innings. So it's 2-0 on Alvarez. 235 hitter with 13 homers this year. One of the 2 Mets catchers. 4-0 Brewers in the pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner with 98-mile-an-hour heat. 2-1. You remember last year, though, it tended to go for like a 3 or 4 batter spell where he would just kind of lose the command, the feel for the zone. The 2-1, Alvarez takes outside, and it's 3-1, but challenged by Gary Sanchez.
Pitcher's called the ball. Catcher is challenged.
And he's going to win it. Hit the very bottom of the outside corner, says our data.
Call is overturned. The count is 2-2.
That's a good challenge by Sanchez. ABS Challenges presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. So instead of 3-1 on a third straight batter, it's 2-2 on Alvarez. Runner at first, Morel, and 1 out. Miz is ready, 2-2. chopped foul up the third baseline. The point I was going to make is we have, as Jacob has gotten stronger in his lower half and worked with Chris Hook for a year, he has gotten so much more sound mechanically that you almost never these days, really for the last, I'd say 2 or 3 months, you almost never see him get out of whack.
He's gone from a guy that you weren't sure was ever going to throw enough strikes to now he's a supreme strike thrower.
2-2 again. Ground ball hit to short. Could be a double play. Fielded by Pratt. Underhand flip to Hamilton for 1. Relay to first for 2. A double play. 6-4-3. And the inning is over just like that. Cooper Pratt and David Hamilton. The double play combo up the middle.
Line to left. Here comes Ronan reaching down and making the play. Lines it to Vinny.
That ball was to Vinny's glove in a nanosecond.
Line drive into right field coming on Jones, and he makes the sliding grab. Nicely done by Spencer Jones.
Ground ball right side. Diving stop by Alonso from his knees to Nunez at the bag to complete the out. The Polar Bear does it all. Into center field, and a dive there by Rafaela saves the day. A life raft from Cedar Rafaela. Long run, Walker still going. He's going to get there. Slides at the edge of the track and makes a terrific play. Liner into right field, closing, and that's going to be DeLuca making the grab. Acuna charges, slides, and puts on a show. Young back near the wall. Does he have it? Yes, he did. Jacob Young in his home state scales the wall and robs Heriberto Hernandez.
Diapers at NorthShore.com. Their team of experts will send out samples that can be trusted to last, no matter what. Don't settle for anything less than adult diapers by North Shore, so your loved ones can live with the freedom and dignity they deserve. Get back in the game with North Shore adult diapers at NorthShore.com.
Your hometown crew.
Yelich trying to steal home. Here's the throw to the plate. He's safe.
No matter where you live.
Yelich sprinted home.
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
Sean Manaea against Joey Ortiz, Sal Frelick, and Cooper Pratt tonight. 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Brewers order. They lead it 4-0 into the fourth to the Brewers. And the first pitch to Ortiz is a called strike. He had bluffed a bunt, but pulled back, and the sweeper landed right on the outside corner. Joey popped out his first time. Manaea is 0-1. And on the ground to short. 2 bounces, and right at Francisco Lindor. Throws off 1 foot over to first in time to get Ortiz. And that is out number 1 in the fourth, and we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Brewers Radio Network. So Ortiz has hit the ball to Lindor twice, and now here's Sal Frelick taking ball 1 from Sean Manaea, along with Lane Grindle and producer-engineer Ken Sommerfeld, Josh Maurer at Citi Field for the series rubber match. Brewers trying to win 2 of 3 both times they played the Mets this year. Frelick bluffed a bunt, but he took back and took a strike 1-1. Each batter this inning squared around and then pulled back. Sal grounded out his first time, takes outside, and he checked his swing, says the third base umpire. Upon appeal, it's 2-1. Remember, he had the Hamilton bunt single back in the second inning that set up a 2-run homer ultimately. Jackson Churio on the next pitch. Pitch outside corner. On a cutter, it's 2-2 on Sal. Carbless is a proud partner of the Brewers. Premium ready-to-drink cocktails, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten. Not done the read yet, but the 2-2 pitch is low, 3-2. Find it at the ballpark or your local retailer. Carbless lists is more. Manaea's on the Kyle Harrison pace. Gets that ball and throws. Veteran lefty with 1 out. 3-2 to Frelick. And on the ground right back to Manaea. fields it on the front of the mound. Wheels another lollipop throw to first, but that one was not a David Hamilton bunt. Had more time, and it got there in time to retire Frelick. 2 harmless groundouts in the inning.
I can't believe he did it again, even though it was fine. He had plenty of time to do it. I just figured the next time he fielded a bunt, he was going to throw a seed over to first.
Cooper Pratt struck out his first time since Churio's 2-run homer. That is now 6 in a row retired by Minaya, and there's a strike to Cooper Pratt. 3 for 7 in the series, though. The 0-1 pitch. Hit him in the back. The lower back, right around the top of the pants. Oh, boy, that one hurt. It was a cutter at least. But Cooper, where that hit him, I mean, it's almost like where your tailbone is.
Yeah.
And that doesn't feel good at all. It's a 2-out base runner in a painful way. Pratt now starting to trot up to first base. You know, when I say tailbone, it may have been more just like the more fleshier part of your rear end.
The bum.
Derriere?
Yeah.
It hit him in the bum.
Forrest Gump would say the buttocks.
Where'd you get hit? The buttocks, sir. So a 2-out runner, and Hamilton almost gets hit on the first pitch that's coming inside. So it was a right-handed batter who got hit. Now you got a left-handed batter up, and Minaya almost hit him. Ball 1. All hit batters are sponsored by Habish, and Rotier. Now the 1-0 pitch. David grounds one to second base. Be played by Marcus Simeon, and has an easy throw to first in time to get David. Got to tell you about our friends at Habish. If you're injured in a car accident, they're the right call with 13 offices.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
You know what happened in 2014.
A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants.
Look at how clean that is. The gold, I don't know if you guys know what the gold means, but the gold means you are the World Series champions from the year before. But it's the honor of a lifetime, getting to win back-to-back World Series championships with 2 different teams.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
Weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
The best sounds you can get.
It's back, track, buy baseball.
All season long. This is the Brewers Radio Network.
Bottom half of the fourth, 4-0 Brewers, and after facing the minimum over his first 3 innings, Jacob Mizorowski gets the top of the order. Ewing, Lindor, and Carson Bench walked a batter in the third, but then immediately got a double play, and they've been working on the pitcher's mound, in particular the landing area on the front slope for Miz in between innings, and the umpires are out inspecting it. I don't think Miz is all that pleased even still. He was having a conversation about it, but they said, look, you're either going to have to pitch and deal with it or come out of the game, I suppose. And so he's going to pitch and try to deal with it.
Well, I think part of the conversation, at least my estimation, would be that the grounds crew also told him, look, we'll come out here before every inning and tamp and try to get this thing to your liking, because as they walked away, Miz shook his head or nodded his head yes, as if to understand what they were saying, and everybody seemed to be on the same page when they left the field. So I think this just may be a thing where there's going to have to be attention paid to the mound before every half inning that Jacob climbs the mound.
It was raining lightly for the first 2 innings of this game, but it has not been for about the last half hour. And here's A.J. Ewing. Retired veterans, you can turn to Network Health for affordable and reliable health plans tailored to meet your needs. Find the coverage you need and a health plan experience you want with Network Health. Learn more at networkhealth.com/veterans. Ewing flew to center. First man that Miz faced in the first, and he misses up and away, does Jacob, with ball 1. I agree with what you said last inning, though. When you have that landing spot in the back of your mind, every time you throw a pitch, it's a wrinkle you don't like to deal with for sure. It makes you uncomfortable. And he tugs on a cutter and almost hits Ewing in the hip. He gets back out of the way, and it's 2-0.
You hear Pat Murphy talk about with hitters all the time. You have to play this game with conviction. And if you have a doubt in the back of your mind about your landing spot, that can be a distraction.
2-0 pitch. He swings, does Ewing, and he fouls it back. 99 in the zone. And hit into the screen. It was at the very top of the strike zone, that fastball. 2-1. A.J. Ewing is 2 for 10 in the series. Left-handed hitter waits in the 2-1 upstairs. Not close. 3-1. Lindor on deck. It is a completely darkened sky over Citi Field. The 3-1 coming. Swinging a tip foul into the mid of Gary Sanchez. Might have chased ball 4, did Ewing, up the ladder. Nope, actually that was in the zone. He took a rip. Our data tells us would have been a strike even if he hadn't, and it's a full count. Mizorowski up over 50 pitches. 3-2 coming. Inside corner, struck him out looking, but a challenge. Ewing.
Pitch is called a strike. The hitter is challenged.
He's going to lose it. Hit the low inside corner with a perfectly placed cutter.
Call is confirmed. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
Ewing was so sure that he was going to win the challenge, he was dropping his body armor and his bat, starting to go to first base, and it was very much a strike in the end.
That was the cockiest challenge I've ever seen. He was like, I got this. Yeah, I'll challenge it on my way to first. Not so fast.
No. Give him the Lee Corso, huh?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss by Francisco Lindor. That is a nasty cutter, isn't it, that he just landed to Ewing on a 3-2 for another ortho ASAP strikeout. The 4th of the night for Miz. Comes back from 3-1 behind in the count to get the leadoff batter. Lindor struck out, meanwhile, back in the first. 4-0 Milwaukee, and the 0-1 is grounded foul up the first baseline. It's 0-2. Drive Around the League is brought to you as always by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors, building Wisconsin together. The Braves trying to sweep the Dodgers at Truist Park. They've got a 1-0 lead batting in the bottom of the 4th in a wonderful pitching matchup in that series finale. A couple of division-leading teams. Yamamoto versus Chris Sale. Now the 0-2 Lindor takes just a bit outside, but Sanchez challenges on a curveball.
Pitch is called the ball. Catcher is challenged.
He'll lose it. It's outside. So Brewers will be down to 1 ABS left.
Call confirmed. Milwaukee has 1 challenge remaining.
Thought he would get him a strikeout. Did Gary, but he didn't. It's 1-2 to Lindor. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 1 gone, bottom 4, and Miz kicks the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Over the top of an Uncle Charlie. Big curveball strikes out Lindor, and it's back-to-back Ks to start the 4th for Miz. Getting the top 2 batters on the Mets lineup card.
5 strikeouts now, and not 1 on the 4-seam fastball.
You're right. Yeah, the cutter got Ewing, and everything else has been a curve or a slider for strike 3 tonight. 2 out for Carson Benj. He struck out to end the first. Miz with a pitch. Down low on a cutter, ball 1. Drake Baldwin hit a home run leading off the bottom of the first against Yamamoto for the Braves run, leading 1-0 tonight, trying for that sweep. Swing and a miss by Benj. 98-mile-an-hour fastball up the ladder, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Braves, if they win that game, they'll win 4 in a row, starting with the Williamsport game. This pitch just missed outside. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 2-1. If you're just joining us, Miz does not have the 102, 103, 104-mile-an-hour velocity tonight. He's topped out at 100. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Another dazzling breaking pitch for Mizorowski, and it's 2-2 on Carson Bench. But it's almost like his secondary stuff has been so good, it hasn't mattered that the velocity has not been the eye-popping totals that we saw back in May and June and July.
I don't know if we've ever said this about Miz before, but I think the secondary stuff is making the fastball play up.
And the pitch is grounded towards first. And booted by Vaughn right to the second baseman. Hamilton on the outfield grass. Mizorowski over to cover. Hamilton hits him, and they get the out on Bench. 3-4-1. And the inning is over. Great backup there by David Hamilton, getting a very rare start in place of Turang at second.
We're talking about power. We're talking about bling. This is the stuff that puts people in the seats.
Ruth's adoring fans pitched in to gift a crown fit for the home run king.
How come the fans didn't, put something together for me?
They gave you a nice round of applause.
It's a good job, Carlos.
That man is 42 years old. I'm only 22. Until that man stay on that mound, nobody gonna take me out of this game.
Okay, let me see what I can do about it. Right now, I feel like I can go over there and go placata right now on the field just because I held this batter, Willie Mays. I'm not giving it back to you. You need
You're
it
not
back?
going to get back?
Okay, you can continue talking.
Right, and you're just going to hold on to it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hammer and Hank became baseball's all-time home run king.
Hank Aaron flipped the bat, pointed to the outside, and said, "Black."
Every single Triple Crown winner has been inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. So it looks pretty good for me. Just saying.
Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
In Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
Let's go places. How can you not be romantic about this? This is the Brewers Radio Network.
4-0 Brewers into the fifth. Here's Lane.
All right, thank you, Josh. Jackson Chourio to lead things off for the crew. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it back and out of play, and it's 0-1. Jackson likes the first pitch. I think we all understand that, but he has been up there trying to get after the first pitch all night long tonight. It's worked out for him so far. The 0-1 from Minaya. This is a fly ball down the left field line, but hooking foul. It had home run distance, but was well foul. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Time for a vibe check. Vibes are good. Cooler full of Vizzy Hard Seltzer. That's a big vibe. Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the seltzer that passes the vibe check. 0-2 takes a sweeper down low. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chourio. Single and a 2-run homer tonight for Jackson. It's been a very productive month of August for Chourio. After what was a little bit of a lean July, takes outside. And it's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson got the night off last night. Jackson's one of those guys that wants to be in there every single night. 2 2s up and in. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But he also sometimes looks refreshed, even with just that one night off. And I think we'll all always think about the month he had off last year, going into the final weekend of August. As this one's hit through the left side and into left field, a base hit. Jackson is 3 for 3 tonight. So Churio's aboard. Leadoff man is on for Lara. And what he did against the Blue Jays in his return from the injured list, I can't measure it, but I can tell you, Josh, there's something to it that when Jackson has that little bit of a chance to catch his breath, had the night off last night again, or the month off that he had last year, or this year when he had the month layoff and came back to St. Louis and hit nothing but rockets all over the ballpark. There's something to it. Lara scoring to bunt, pulls the bat back. There goes Churio, and he's in there with a stolen base. Lindor says to check it to the Mets dugout. Jackson got a good jump. It's a pretty good throw from Alvarez right on the bag, but Jackson got in there with his 14th stolen base of the season.
I think he does look refreshed.
Yeah, right.
Every way you can thus far in 4+ innings tonight.
I mean, the swing decisions, the swings, the quality of contact, running there. This is the dynamic Jackson Churio we're used to seeing. Here's a soft liner into right field, down for a base hit. Churio is going to be held at third. Lara with a single. They'll throw behind Lara, who jumps over the throw on his way back into the bag safely. And the Brewers have him on the corners. So Lara reaches for the second time tonight. That's his first hit. It was not hit hard at all. Just a soft liner that got up over the first baseman, Young, and into right field. And the Brewers have him on the corners for William Contreras. A 4-0 Brewers lead, and they are looking for more. By the way, that stolen base presented by Delta Dental. For your fellow fanatics, your personal cheerleaders, and your #1 fans. For all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Minaya. Long hold and the pitch. Fly ball foul and out of play down the right field line off the bat of Contreras. It's 0-1.
Pat Murphy pointed this out yesterday when he was talking about giving Jackson Churio that night off. Jackson had gone a long time, over a month since he didn't play in a game. He had started 38 straight games.
No balls and 1 strike in the pitch. And a ground ball behind the bag at third. Played by Beatty. He's going to throw across the diamond in time to get Contreras. Down the line and scoring is Churio, and the Brewers' lead grows to 5-0. Beatty hesitated for a moment, thinking maybe he was going to try to go to second and get Lara. Lara too fast. Was almost to the bag by the time Beatty came up with that baseball, so he elected to throw across and get Contreras. For William, he drives in his 66th of the season, and the Brewers still have a runner in scoring position and 1 out now for Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn, who extended his hitting streak to 10 games with his RBI single back in the first. First pitch from Minaya is a strike at the letters, and it's 0-1. Brewers 2 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position. A 1 pitch, and Andrew checked on a sweeper that missed low. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Brewers have grown their lead, and they lead at 5-0 here in the top of the 5th. Lara dancing off of second. The 1-1. Vaughn pops it up. Into shallow right. Out goes Simeon, the second baseman, called off by Bench, who makes the catch. There will be no tag from Lara. Not deep enough. And there's 2 away now, and it's going to be up to Gary Sanchez. Gary 0 for 2 tonight with an RBI. Fielder's choice RBI back in the first inning. Manaya's up to 75 pitches. This is a guy that's been an innings eater, as we told you at the beginning of the broadcast. 6 straight outings of 6 or more innings. He's going to have a difficult time matching that here tonight. He's at 75 pitches. Pitch to Sanchez in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Certainly not impossible. But if the Brewers can extend this inning on him a little bit, that would make it very tough for him to get through the next one. Quiet in the Mets bullpen. 0-1. Sanchez is swinging a miss over the top of a changeup, and he's behind 0-2. Brewers have had a lot of pressure against him over the course of the night. Been retired in order just the one time. That was back in the third. As Manaea looks at second and the 0-2 pitch. Sanchez, a slow roller on the left side. Waiting on it is Lindor. Shuffles and throws to first in time to get Sanchez, and the inning is over. But the Brewers get another run across on a couple of hits, and they strand a runner. We go to the bottom of 5. It's 5.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Line drive, caught! You can't hit it to the Crow zone.
Diving stuck by Rocchio. Backhanded flip to Mazzana. They turn it up a play.
Can we please give this guy a gold glove?
That is exceptional from Spencer Torkelson.
What a play by Luis Arise.
That's athletic right there. Rave is there with a sliding play.
Man, can he play. He does it all.
Diving play. Torres full extension.
Diving stab by Stefanik. That was not an easy play.
It's just another hard-nosed baseball player.
He leaps out and makes a diving catch. Angel in the outfield. How did he get to that? On the move, a dive! A dive by Cedon. Somehow he dives to make the play.
Marcy coming on. Marcy slides. And Jacob made the catch.
Concentration, put it away.
Diving stop in time to get the out.
The game saver right here by Jackson Holiday.
It is 5-0 Milwaukee as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Citi Field in New York. The Brewers and Jacob Mizorowski enjoying a lead. And it'll be Robert, Young, and Simeon to come to the plate for the Metropolitans against Mizorowski here in this bottom of the 5th. Jacob with 5 strikeouts so far tonight. Sanchez just getting out there after he made the final out in the top of the 5th inning. And Robert, who struck out against Mizorowski to lead things off for New York. Brewers trying to win this series with a victory here tonight. First offering to Robert, missed outside of the fastball at 98, and it's 1-0. Brewers looking for their 83rd win of the season. Ensured themselves a winning season with the victory last night. Robert takes down and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That is 9 consecutive winning seasons if you do not include the COVID-shortened 2020 season. 2-0. And a swing and a foul back, and it's 2-1 on Luis Robert Jr. Robert, right-handed hitter, looking out, and the pitch. And missed outside with a fastball at 98. Goes to 3-1 on Robert. That one didn't miss by much. It was very close to being a strike. Probably right not to challenge it over Sanchez, especially with just 1 challenge remaining. Here's the 3-1 to Robert, and he missed inside. He walked him, so it's a leadoff walk. That is the second walk issued by Mizorowski, and just the second base runner that the Mets have had against him so far in this game. And now here's Jared Young. And we have sat in Pat Murphy's sessions the last 3 days here in New York, Josh, and he has multiple times singled out Jared Young as a player that has caught his eye. He really likes the way this guy plays the game. It's a good story. As the curveball misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes. He said it again today. A lot of people maybe haven't heard of Jared Young, but this guy can play the game and he plays it the right way. He's been a nice find for the Mets this year. He's filled a big hole for them. The 1-0 pitch, that missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes. We saw him with the Cubs a couple of years ago.
Played 22 total games with the Cubs in his couple of years.
I felt like he played more than that, didn't it?
Yeah. And he had to go to Korea, continue his pro career before the Mets brought him back.
Found his way back here. 2 balls and no strikes the pitch. And a liner into right center field. This is going to plug the gap and get down to the roll all the way to the wall. Robert is on the move. He is going to be waved around third. Hamilton with the relay throw, and that is going to go all the way to the backstop. Mizrowski was there to back it up. Robert will score. It is 5-1 Milwaukee. Jared Young with an RBI double. And the Mets are on the board. As easily the best contact against Mizrowski tonight. A liner into right center at 101 off the bat of Young. And Chris Hook is going to come out and chat here with Jacob Mizrowski. I think you can blame that on falling behind, which has been the theme here in this inning for Miz. Fell behind to Jared Young 2-0, and so now you got to come in the zone somewhere, and he knows it. He was able to get on top of that cutter and line it into right center. So Potawatomi Sportsbook trip to the mound here for Chris Hook. Wall-to-wall screens, elite dining, and over 95 kiosks. It's a fan's dream. Potawatomi Sportsbook, become a legend. Nick Lentz is out there to break up the conversation between Sanchez and Mizrowski and Hook. Still nobody out this inning, so what you're trying to do is avoid any kind of a big inning that allows the Mets to feel like they're getting back into this thing. Just a 4-run advantage now for the Crew. That was the first hit of this game for New York, and it came here in this bottom of the 5th. Mizrowski brings home the first pitch to Marcus Semien. He pops it up into shallow left. Out goes Pratt. In comes Churio. It's Churio in shallow left making the catch. That is the first out of this 5th inning, and that'll get Brad Beatty to the plate. Well, nothing tastes better on a warm summer's evening than a bowl of Cedar Crest ice cream. Pick your favorite flavor. I've got them all. Don't forget the other Wisconsin originals, too, like Usinger sausage, Pine River cheese spreads, award-winning meats and cheeses, and both are best in class. Beatty grounded out to Vaughn back in the 3rd. Had been good in this series coming into tonight. 3 for 4 with a double. Had a double on Tuesday night's game. Runner at second is Young. He has the RBI double here in this 5th. It is a 5-1 Milwaukee lead. Mizrowski's pitch. Beatty takes high, and it's 1-0. We talked about it last night. Brewers had one of their tougher losses of late on Tuesday night, losing in extra innings. Had opportunities to take the lead in the 9th and the 10th. Couldn't do it. 1-0 swung on and fouled back and out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And it was one of those losses where I'm sure there was some frustration in the clubhouse throughout it after losing a game like that. 1-1. Missed inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think there was any kind of panic or trepidation in that way, but just feeling like it was a game that was there for the taking, and the Brewers so often take advantage of those situations and just came up short on Tuesday. Mizrowski's 2-1. This is a liner into left, but Churio moving over and to his left makes the catch for the second out of the inning. That ball was stung well. 107 off the bat of Beatty, who has swung it well in this series. But Churio, that's one of the things I don't think we've talked a lot about Josh here of late. Jackson really starting to look comfortable in left field. He is making a lot of plays out there in left, and he's making them with ease that maybe a year ago weren't so easy for Jackson Churio. There's Christopher Morel. First pitch swinging. Fouls one back our way. And through the hands of a fan, who then picks it up and pretends he caught it. No balls and 1 strike. Remember, Jackson was playing a lot of center field at this point in the season last year, too. Misses 0-1. That fills up the zone with a slider. And it's no balls and 2 strikes.
I think for me, what is really demonstratively better is his first step.
Yep.
Always seems to have the right first step, the right read off the bat.
And as a result, the routes are much better and much more efficient also. Here is a check swing. They appeal to first. He did not go, says Edwin Moscoso. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Morel. But yeah, I was talking about the tough loss on Tuesday. For them to come back and win in the fashion they won last night and come out tonight and jump out to a 5-0 lead, that's what this team does. They respond. 1-2 pitch is lined into left. That's going to get down in front of Churio. Gets it on a second hop. Around third is Young. Here's the throw. Sanchez applies the toe. Oh, no, they're going to say he was safe. Oh, the throw beat Young to the plate. It was a great throw from Jackson Churio. A one-hopper. Sanchez got the tag on the left arm of Young, but I think he might have snuck that left hand in there. I think Pat Murphy's going to challenge it, though. This is going to be very close.
Milwaukee is challenging the safe call at home.
Brewers were very quick to challenge this, which should tell you their confidence in it. It sure looked like initially that Sanchez got the tag just before the left hand got to the plate. He actually tagged him on the cheek.
Yeah, it's a question of where his glove was. Did he actually get the body initially, or did the glove miss? And I don't think it missed. I think it got him on the forearm, then the cheek.
And we're not talking about Forrest Gump's cheek. We're talking about his actual facial cheek here. And I think it grazes the forearm, Josh, and then he gets him on the cheek. But that doesn't matter at that point. It's the forearm that matters. And I think he's going to be out. What a throw from Jackson Churio.
And you got the athletic trainer out looking at Gary Sanchez, by the way. Brad Epstein's out there.
Challenge is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They don't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today. This might take a while because it is such a razor thin margin if this tag is on the forearm or not. And so it's, I want to say back in New York, but it's just, down the road. You look at when he goes into the plate as well. I'd like to see it one more time. Is the hand engaged with the plate, or is it up? That left hand, I don't think it's really to the plate until the palm gets there, because the fingers were up as he came into the plate as well. So that's a factor. Maybe he gets to the cheek with the glove before the palm even gets to the plate. They're still taking a long time with this, which usually means that it starts to favor that it's going to stand, because it was called safe in real time.
You're right, though. It was a heck of a throw from Churio.
It's an incredible throw, and he's out. But it's one of those where will they feel like there's enough for them to overturn it, even though I think you and I can both look at it and say, he's out. Here we go.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe. Milwaukee loses their challenge.
Well, that's what you get with replay these days. Anything close, Christopher Morel with an RBI single into left. And it's a 5-2 ball game, so that was a long delay. So Miz gets a chance to make a couple of warm-up throws before he finishes this inning. He's at 79 pitches now. Francisco Alvarez will be the batter for New York. First offering to Alvarez. Missed outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Alvarez rolled into a double play back in the 3rd inning. Mizorowski looks over his shoulder. And the 1-0 pitch. That nailed the outside corner. It's 1-1. D.L. Hall starts to play catch in the Brewers bullpen. Miz may be in a position where you might not see him in the 6th inning, depending. He's at 81 pitches now. Brewers trying to be very careful with Jacob Mizorowski here down the stretch. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball. It'll roll out to the second baseman, Hamilton. Pats the glove, throws to first in time, and the inning is over. But the Mets play 2 runs. They do it on 2 hits, and they strand a runner here in the bottom of the 5th. To the 6th we go.
Slicing, marches over, he jumps, and he made the catch. Oh, what a play. He climbed the wall and pulled it right out of the hands of a fan. 8 strikeouts. He retires. The Marlins in order, 1-2-3. And he's going to get a nice warm embrace as he exits the field here at CBP.
He's allowed 3 earned runs or fewer in 24 of his 26 starts.
You need your #1 guy to go out there and stop everything, and he did just that. 11 punch-outs for Kay Cavalli.
And Brian Baker out there on the hill for the Rays.
Please. In such spirited fashion.
And I believe that is consecutive save number 25 for Brian Baker, which is tops in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he's just been locked in, man.
It's gone! They walk it off! Brandon Lau! Oh my goodness! Best win of the year!
I am still in shock. I don't know if I've ever seen this.
I've never seen it on the big league level. Never seen it in my 22 years where the opposing ball club comes out to help the grounds crew.
They're getting drenched.
A few of them are even carrying sandbags around.
Shane Victorino's running around. He's yelling out directions, and the crowd giving the Phillies a big round of applause.
Is Wesley Harris from La Crosse. Wesley will win a gift card jackpot of $400 if a member of the crew hits a home run this inning. $100 will be added to the total for each additional home run this half. Visit any participating Woodman's store to enter. Service and savings, that's Woodman's. Joey Ortiz leads off this 6th inning, and the pitch from Minaya missed up and in. It's 1-0. Visit WTMJ.com for official contest rules and details. The 1-0 to Joey is outside with a cutter, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Ortiz 0 for 2 tonight. 1 for 5 in the series for Joey. And the 2-0 pitch. Ortiz takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Ortiz, Frelick, and Pratt here in this 6th inning. Manaya's 2-1 pitch. Joey fouls it straight down into the dirt behind home plate. And it's 2-2. A 5-2 Brewers lead. This is one of those nights where I think the Brewers would serve themselves well to keep tacking on. They do have the A side of their bullpen available here tonight. 2-2 missed inside, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So that is the good news. D.L. Hall was getting loose in the bullpen in that bottom of the 5th. Mizorowski was able to get through it. But not before a couple of runs came across for New York. Manaya's 3-2 to Joey. And a fly ball to center. Hit well. Ewing back. Ewing at the track, at the wall. He jumps up. It is off the very top of the wall, and it bounds back into play. Joey turns second. He's on his way to third, and he's in there standing with a leadoff triple here in the 6th. Well, Ewing kept drifting back on that one, got all the way back to the wall with a leap, and it hit off the very top of the wall. That's the 3rd triple of the year for Joey Ortiz. And it hit about 3 feet below that orange line out there. And because Ewing sold out to try and catch it, the ball bounced clear back in to play in the middle of center field, and so Ortiz really with about as easy of a triple as you will ever see. Standing up, and Ewing had a chance to catch that ball. I mean, he just missed it. Jonathan Pintaro starts to get loose in the Mets bullpen as Justin Willard is out there for a mound visit with Sean Manaea. But that's a good start to this inning for the Crew. Every Brewers triple means Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Wisconsin to help create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. Steinhoffels, proud partner of the Brewers. Here's Frelick, infield in. Takes his strike, and it's 0-1. Five to 2 Milwaukee here in the top of the sixth. Manaea brings home the 0-1 pitch. This is a chopper, foul up the first base line, and it's 0-2. And that was Sal just trying to get a piece of that one. It was a sweeper, low outside corner. He was taking his legs out of that swing, just trying to cast his hands and put that ball in play and give Ortiz a chance to score from third, but he rolled it foul. 0-2 pitch. Frelick, a swing and a miss. And he is a strikeout victim. You don't see that very often. Sal striking out, especially with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. But he is a strikeout victim, and now here's Cooper Pratt. Infield stays in for the Mets. This feels like an important run to get home for the Brewers here. Try to get one of those 2 runs that Miz just gave up in the 5th right back if you're the Crew. Pitch to Pratt. Swing and a miss. Swung through a cutter, and it's 0-1. Brewers scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, added a run in the 5th. 0-1, bunted up the first baseline foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Got a cutter at the bottom of the zone and just bunted it foul, so now trying to execute some situational baseball. Just, again, trying to put the ball in play anyhow, any way if you're Cooper Pratt. Preferably hit a ball to the outfield. 0-2. He's able to check on a changeup down and away. They appeal to first. He didn't go. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Manaea about to throw his 90th pitch of the night. Here's the 1-2. And Cooper fouled it right down into the dirt at home plate. Got a piece of his front foot as well. And he's going to go for a little walk. That's a little bit painful for Cooper Pratt. It'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes on Cooper. Pratt is 0 for 1 tonight. Was hit by a pitch back in the 4th. Has 3 hits in the series. Traditionally been a good contact hitter throughout his career in the minors and in the bigs. The 1-2. And a fly ball to left. Hit well. Robert back onto the warning track with the play. Makes the catch. Tagging from third is Ortiz. He will score, and the Brewers lead it 6-2. A sac fly from Cooper Pratt gets the job done. It's a good at bat from Cooper. Drives in his 19th of the season, and that leadoff triple has come around and scored for the Crew. That feels like an important run in this game for Milwaukee. And now here's David Hamilton with 2 outs and nobody on. And you feel good for Cooper Pratt. You know how much he wanted to contribute in that particular at-bat because of the situation. As Hamilton rolls one foul past Spencer Allen in the first base box, it's 0-1.
I think you would agree with me. He's responded very well to being taken out of game 1 of this series.
Said the right things afterward. Pitch is a little low, 1 ball and 1 strike. And I think it's also the beauty of the Brewers clubhouse having guys like Sal Frelick and Jake Bauers that can pull him aside and talk to him in that moment, give it some context. 1-1 is a liner into right center field. That is going to get down and plug the gap, roll all the way to the wall, and Hamilton's off to the races. He is going to stop at second as he motors down at the last second. Ewing did a good job to get to that ball quickly. $75 to the MAC Fund, courtesy of Westman. The silver lining for that double by David Hamilton. His 11th double of the year. And that gets maybe the most dangerous hitter in the ballpark tonight to the plate, in Jackson Churio, who's already 3 for 3. And Andy Green is out of the dugout. That's going to be it for Sean Manaea. The Mets will go to the bullpen. Pitching changes, of course, brought to you by North Shore Adult Diapers. Sometimes when there's...
Oh, does that have to feel great? Returning to Chicago for the first time,
Luis Robert Jr. with his second of the night.
Dylan Cease is number 1 in the American League in strikeouts, number 2 in ERA, number 1 in opponent's batting average.
Dylan Beavers with a remarkable pinch hit game winner.
What has happened in Seattle? Randy Arozarena walks it off in 9. The Mariners take down the Cubs.
Gone! A cycle for J.J. Bleday!
How about that? You don't think that was on his mind? Man, he has smoked that ball.
A franchise that went without a cycle for over 3 decades has its second in the last 3 years.
And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you can save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, the Mets have gone to the bullpen. Xavier Curry is the new pitcher for New York. He takes over for Manaea, who goes 5 2/3. So we talked multiple times about how Manaea had gone at least 6 innings in each of his last 6 starts. That streak ends here tonight. And Jackson Churio steps in there against Curry. Churio is 3 for 3 tonight. Runner at second is Hamilton. First pitch to Jackson is swung on and fouled off the gear of Alvarez. And it's 0-1. It is a 6-2 Brewers lead. They've out-hit the Mets 8-2 in this game. Churio with a 2-run home run tonight and a pair of singles. He has scored 3 runs in this game. He's got a stolen base to go along with it all. Curry looks back at second and the 0-1. That missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curry again working out of the stretch here. Brings home the 1-1 pitch. A fly ball into left center field. Ewing tracking it. Now backing up a couple of steps is there to make the catch. And the inning is over. But the Brewers get a big run back after the leadoff triple from Joey Ortiz. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 6-2 Milwaukee on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
And another 3-2 pitch coming. And he jolts that one out to deep left field. You can forget that. That ball's long gone. An absolute no-doubter from Pete Alonso. His 31st of the year is a 3-run blast.
What more could you want right here than to get this guy up in this situation? And what an at-bat he put together. And guess what? It's a changeup. Why does he hit it? Because his approach with the heater is the other way. So he's not out in front. He's not pulling off. What a swing.
Speaking of the AL East, the Rays are back in the driver's seat thanks to a week to remember from Junior Caminero. The Rays' blossoming superstar earned Player of the Week honors last week and has continued to rake.
Oh, yeah, he's still got the power. What a blistering pace.
Becoming the youngest player since 1900 to homer in 6 straight games and launching 9 homers in his last 8 games. During that torrid stretch, he posted the 8th 3-homer game in Rays history.
What a day to remember at Tropicana Field.
Junior's major output kick-started an 8-game winning streak for the Rays, as the team looks to capitalize on the Yankees' recent struggles.
An incandescent stretch for Junior Caminero.
And after hosting a week-long home run derby of his own, Junior will once again return to the stage for the real thing during All-Star Week in Philly. After finishing as the runner-up to Cal Raleigh last year, he'll have his eyes set on the prize this time around.
Milwaukee, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning here in New York. And Jacob Misiorowski back out there for the 6th. He's at 82 pitches. He will begin this inning with action behind him out in that Brewers bullpen. Looks like Antonio Cinzatella is starting to play catch out there for the Brewers. Top of the order for the Mets, A.J. Ewing. And he takes a cutter down and in. It's 1-0. Misiorowski labored a little bit in that 5th. 1-0 pitch. That's a ground ball. One hops the glove of a diving Hamilton to his feet. Throws to first in time. That's a tremendous play by David Hamilton for the first out of this 6th. A one-hopper diving to his left as Hamilton gets to his feet and throws out A.J. Ewing. Here's Lindor, who struck out both times against Misiorowski tonight. 2 for 9 in the series for Lindor. Homered in Game 1 on Tuesday night. Now Lindor and Gary Sanchez enjoying a laugh.
And David Hamilton had to get some of the dirt out of his pants, so they stopped the game. He was brushing himself off. I think that's what everybody was having a chuckle about.
Uniform management. Pitch is up and away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Miz was ready to pitch, and the umpire said, "Wait a minute, your second baseman
has dirt in his pants."
Yeah,
good thing it's not raining anymore. Or you have to run a North Shore adult diaper out there. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch, and this one's popped up into shallow left. Churio casually jogging in. Campson makes the catch, and there's 2 outs for Misiorowski here in the 6th. Need a post-game snack? There's an app for that. Download the new George Webb app and place your order for pickup on your way home. Available on the App Store or Google Play. Here's Carson Bench. Bench 0 for 2 tonight. First offering is a strike on the inside edge, and it's 0-1. Bench a strikeout victim back in the 1st and then grounded out in the 4th. They have changed the scoring on that. In case you wrote it down, as 3-4-1. Apparently just 4-1. A 1. That is in there for a strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Landed a curveball that time on Bench. This has not been the best Jacob Misiorowski fastball, command nor velo. But the combination of the curveball slider and at times the cutter tonight as well, that is what has really helped get him to this point of the game. A swing and a miss for A.J. Ewing, and there's a fastball at 99 blown right past Carson Bench. And Misiorowski finishes with 6 strikeouts on the night. As we go to the 7th inning, it's a 6-2 Brewers lead on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
And Hunter hits this ball high and deep left field. Welcome back, Hunter Goodman. Home run number 35. Boy, has the Rock Show missed that.
This ball is not just obliterated, it was eviscerated.
7th home run in 13 career games against the Nats.
boy, is it good to have him back. 432 feet.
He knew it as soon as he hit it.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Speaking of upper body commando, no shame in their game.
Oh, hit the bat, and then the bat hit the helmet. It's a trick shot.
The big kitty's here. Well, the therapy rabbit, you mean?
Oh! Error on Andy Rodriguez, the Pirates' first baseman.
He was fairly camped underneath it.
It's pretty cold down here, and I needed a hat. I didn't have one, so Mr. Met lent me his.
Oh, nobody caught it!
Boy, all sorts of communication issues between Rojas and Sosa.
Brewers lead as we head to the 7th inning here in Queens, and back in with the play-by-play, Josh Mauer.
Thank you very much, Lane. Luis Lara is going to lead off against the right-handed reliever, Xavier Curry. And Curry was ready to throw a pitch to Luis, but the Brewers didn't have a first base coach.
Pitch clock violation on the first base rule.
And Spencer Allen gives Luis Lara strike one. Yeah, I guess if the clock was expired, which it was, and you had to delay the game, somebody's got to be penalized, and it's Lara. A 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-1. I'm cool with that. I don't know what the reason was that Spencer wasn't in the first base box, but I guess rules is rules. Been a good night again for Lara, who's walked and singled. He has hit safely in 6 straight games, during which time he's batting about .500. William Contreras and Andrew Vaughn to follow. 2, 3, and 4 in the order against Curry. Here's foul sliced into the seats, third base side, 1-2. Curry came in last inning and got Churio to fly out with a runner at second base. Well, the Brewers are now 9 defensive outs away from another series win. They beat the Mets 2 out of 3 both times they played them this season if this holds. The 1-2. Lara swings through a split-fingered fastball that stayed up, but he didn't touch it, and that's strike 3. First strikeout for Xavier Curry. It brings up Contreras. If the Brewers win this game, it'll be 4 years in a row they win the season series for the Mets. They have kind of dominated this team. Pretty remarkable. Williams 0 for 3. Did drive in a run his last time up with a ground out. Kind of surprisingly, he's now 0 for 8 the last couple of nights. Some hard contact in there, though, and he takes outside ball 1. If this holds, the Brewers will go 19-6 the last 4 years against the Mets, Lane. Not including the wild cards.
It's felt like that, hasn't it?
Yep. And it's up and in on Contreras, who leans back out of the way from ball 2. 6-2 Milwaukee tonight.
There has definitely been some ownage.
(2-0) down low, checked his swing, and it's 3 balls, no strikes with Vaughn in the on-deck circle. The Mets are not the only team the Brewers have been doing that kind of work against over the last, let's say, handful of years. The 3-0 coming, taking all the way. That's at the knees for a strike. William just watched it go by, 3-1. But it might be the most lopsided of any of their opponents, the way they have handled their business against the Mets. 3-1. Grounded foul by Contreras, wide of third, 3-2. This year they had to win a Game 3 rubber match back in July at home to win the series, and trying to win a Game 3 rubber match on the road here in August to do the same. Curry ready, 3-2. Tipped off the catcher, foul, and it got Francisco Alvarez in an unprotected spot. He crumples to the dirt, now pops up. Contreras gives him a tap empathetically as Francisco's now on his feet Trying to just kind of shake out the pain. 3-2 it holds. Brewers led 4-0 after 2. They have not looked back since. 6-2 in the 7th. 3-2 again is low, ball 4 on a fastball from Curry. Contreras is aboard for the first time in the last couple of days. Patient, and that was just below his knees. And the Brewers get a one-out base runner. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Brewers Radio Network. Here comes Andrew Vaughn, 1-on-1 out, and he is going to be hit by a pitch that rode up and in and got him near the wrist. I hope he's okay. He drops the bat, now drops the armor. He is not even looking at his hand, and so I think that's good news. It was an 88-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball from Xavier Curry. Yep, not even an athletic trainer coming out to look at Vaughn. I'm getting a look at the replay. It hit him on the forearm, not the wrist. You got a little bit more protection there. So a hit batter for the second time tonight by Mets pitching. 2 on and 1 out, and Gary Sanchez to the plate. Gary's 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. And he takes outside corner, a called strike. All hit batters brought to you by our friends at Habish, and Rotier. Being hit at the plate or in a car can be a serious matter. Habish, and Rotier is Wisconsin strong for 95 years with 13 statewide locations, national reputation, hometown service. So Vaughn on base for a second time tonight, and Curry in some hot water in the 7th. Now the 0-1. Sanchez pops foul, coming back first base side and into the seats. It's 0-2. Jacob Mizorowski is likely finished for the night. After 6 innings, he has thrown 89 pitches and given up just 2 hits and 2 runs. They each scored in the 5th. 6-2 Milwaukee. The 0-2 coming. Down in the dirt on a curveball. Backhand stopped by Alvarez, keeping the runners in place on ball 1. I think that's Senzatella that's getting loose in the bullpen for Milwaukee, and it is. Antonio is going to be the new pitcher when we get to the bottom of the 7th, it appears. Now the 1-2. Popped him up. First base side, playable for Jared Young. Infield fly rule put into effect, but Young, about 5 steps from the base, catches it regardless, and that's out number 2. The runners have to stay put, and they'll bring up Joey Ortiz with runners on at first and second, and the Brewers looking to add on some insurance. Joey gave them their last run when he tripled off the center field fence last inning and scored on a Cooper Pratt sac fly. Pitch to him is hit down the left field line, but he hooked it foul. He was out in front of a 88-mile-an-hour sinker. Put a great swing on it, but pulled it well wide and into the seats. 0-1 the count. How many triples do you think Joey Ortiz has this season? Don't look. Yeah, Lane, you can talk.
Oh, 3.
3, it is. It's 3. He's got 3 triples now.
Yep.
Did you look that, or did you know that?
I knew that.
Wow. 0-1 pitch to him is down and away.
Yeah, it wasn't a guess, but I just called his triple. And so when he hit it, I looked to see how many triples he hit.
I got you.
So
3 triples.
If you had asked me that Monday, I might not have known.
It helps the OPS.
Yes, it does.
Now the 1-1. Outside from Curry on a slider, 2 balls, 1 strike. What a season that Joey's having, right? I mean, we're not talking enough about what he has done to help this team to the best record in baseball. You know what the defense is, but for 2 months, he's been one of their best hitters. Pops a foul into the seats over the first base dugout. Count evens 2-2.
And it's not just been, hey, he's getting to first and he's getting some base hits here and there and a bleeder here. I mean, there's damage in there with Joey Ortiz right now.
Batting 6th on the lineup card for Pat Murphy tonight. Runner at second is Contreras. At first is Vaughn. 2 out in the inning. Curry has his sign from Alvarez. The 2-2. Fell back. Got a slider, hits it straight back into the screen. Brewers are home tomorrow night. It's a quick 3-game homestand with the Texas Rangers coming to town. Tomorrow it's the Cole Swindell post-game concert. Fans invited to stay for the show. Brewers.com/tickets has all the information. Cole Swindell. 2-2. Fly foul again out of play down the right field line, and Joey's going to see a 7th pitch here from Xavier Curry at least. About Saturday night, we got that Jackson Churio Bowl giveaway. The Churio Bowl.
I mean, you had to do that, right?
Yeah. Big weekend coming up at American Family Field. 2-2 again. Pop them up. Right side and playable. Out goes Semien from second, but in comes Benj from right. He's only about 15 steps from the dirt as Carson Benj makes the catch and the inning is over. So a walk and a hit batter, but no runs, and it's time to stretch. The night is over for Jacob Mizorowski as Antonio.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grid, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Guess who that is? Roger McDowell.
He'll be all right.
He put this show on, and he got a standing ovation.
Hitting all for the Dodgers.
Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
The bubblegum blowing contest. It was fun. It was at a time when Topps included bubblegum in their baseball cards. And that was the gum we used. These are all my baseball cards. The Topps one is right there. It's developed into somewhat of a big nostalgic thing. And there are a lot of people that, you know, that's one of their favorite baseball cards. It's kind of crazy.
Products pricing and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The sound of baseball. Statewide.
It is up and it's gone!
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
Antonio Senzatella comes in after 6 solid innings from the Cy Young Award favorite Jacob Mizorowski at Citi Field tonight. He leaves with a 6-2 lead in tow. 89 pitches, only 53 of them were strikes. He was having some problems with the mound here in New York this evening, but he gave up just 2 hits and the 2 runs. Only struck out 6. That's low for his standards. And here's Luis Robert Jr. taking outside from Senzatella, ball 1. Miz struck out the last batter he faced. Carson Benj to end the 6th. Walked only 2 despite being behind in a plethora of counts. The 1-0 coming way outside, and it's 2-0 on Robert. He got one of those walks and scored. Opened that 2-run 5th inning against Mizorowski for the Mets. He's also struck out. Officially 0 for 1 is Luis Roberts. Senzatella is ready in the 2-0 pitch. Chopped foul. Hit the sinker right back to the backstop, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike in the count for Antonio since the trade that brought him from the Rockies. Appearance number 10 with the Brewers. No wins, 2 losses, and a .500 earned run average. It was very good here in Game 1 of the series Tuesday. 2-1 pitch, low, and it's 3-1. He was our pregame guest on the On Deck show last night, Senzatella, talking about getting acclimated to a new organization. The 3-1 coming. Chopped on the ground to third. 2 hops and played by Ortiz. He's got plenty of time. Low throw, though, and it's not scooped by Vaughn. That is the rarest of errors. Joey Ortiz Just a low toss on a very routine ground ball hit by Luis Robert Jr. And that gives the Mets a leadoff base runner. It's the second error of the series by the Brewers. They've each been on a third baseman's throw. The other one is the one that gave them the loss in the 10th inning from David Hamilton on Tuesday night in that game one. So Ortiz and E5, and here's Jared Young with nobody out. RBI double last time. He is jammed. Cutter that came in on the hands, and he pops foul over into the screen by the third base dugout. It happens to the best of them. He's so used to seeing everything coming out of his right arm throw-wise be accurate. Has not rained for, I'd say, at least 90 minutes. You still could have some condensation on the infield from when it drizzled early in the game. And now another pop foul by Jared Young back up over the screen and out of play. It's 0-2.
That's how good he is, that if he does commit an error, we have to find a reason why. Because you almost can fool yourself into thinking he's perfect defensively. Because it's just so rare that he does anything.
Young, 1 for 2 tonight. 0-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. Off the glove of Sanchez. Couldn't find it initially, but it's only about 5 feet behind him. He goes to pick it up, and the runner stays put. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We're so spoiled watching Terang and Ortiz play defense on the dirt. Really, Cooper Pratt has been right there with him since he's come up, that you don't really realize what most teams' infield defense looks like on most nights compared to what the Brewers does.
1-2 pitch upstairs, 2-2. 97 on the four-seamer there from Senzatella. The 7th inning stretch. Sponsored by IslandResortGolf.com. Escape to the Island Resort and Casino, where championship golf, relaxing spa treatments, great dining, and casino excitement create the perfect summer getaway. The 2-2. Hit on the ground towards second base. Going to his left is Hamilton. He's over in the hole, so he doesn't take the out on the lead runner. Instead, just makes the short toss to first in time to retire Young. 1 away. Robert advances into scoring position. If you hit that a little bit more routinely, that probably is a double play chance. But as far left as David had to scoot, just said, let me just take the out. Leading by 4 runs. That's the prudent play. So 1 away. 6-2 Milwaukee. Marcus Semien into the plate, and he swings through the cutter from Senzatella. Flew out each time that he faced Mizorowski. 0 for 2, and 2 for 10 in the series is the veteran. Senzatella's 0-1, down low. 1-1. The thing that Antonio said to me in the interview that I was alluding to last night, we played for you in the pregame show, that I stood out was how excited he was to not have to pitch at Coors Field anymore. And he said that's a real thing. 1-1 pitch, chopped foul. I said, really? You noticed it? He said, oh, yeah. I'm paraphrasing, but he said the way my pitches moved at Coors versus everywhere else, the way the ball carries when they hit it at Coors versus the other 29 ballparks. Yeah. 1-2 on Semien, and the pitch is outside, 2-2.
And it's not just what it doesn't do when you're at Coors, it's the adjustment you have to make. Every time you go on a road trip, every time you come home, it's like you're 2 different versions of yourself.
Runner at second is Robert Jr. The 2-2 outside. Pulled the sinker to the glove side. Full counts on Semien.
I've told this story quite a few times, but Nolan Arenado always said when he played for the Rockies that he had to spend so much more time the first day of a road trip or the first day of a homestand in the cage just seeing curveballs.
The 3-2 pitch is way outside. He walked him on a cutter in the left-handed batter's box. A sprawling catch by Gary Sanchez on ball 4. So it's a walk to Semien. Brewers lead by 4, but thanks to an error and a base on balls, it's 2 on with 1 out, and you've got the left-handed hitting Brett Beatty coming up for the Mets. Beatty has grounded out and lined to left on a fine catch by Jackson Chourio. Each of those, of course, came against Mizorowski. By the way, he's in line for the win, as you know. If it holds up, Miz would get his 14th victory of the season. He'd be 14-5. Beatty has had a good series, and the first pitch is chopped off his lower body. Got the cutter, and he hits it into the dirt, then got him right around the ankle. He's hobbled. Has to take a walk, does Brett Beatty, to try to wait for the pain to subside. It's 0-1. Our drive around the league brought to you by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together. The pitching duel between Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Chris Sale in Atlanta, it has lived up to every bit of the billing. And maybe even exceeded the Mizorowski-Sale matchup last week in Milwaukee. It's 1-0 Braves leading the Dodgers, trying to sweep that 3-game series. Yamamoto gave up a leadoff home run in the first to Drake Baldwin. That's the only run of the game. Beatty's back in the box in the 0-1. Top of the zone, called a strike, and it's 0-2 from Senzatella. Yamamoto went 6 1/3. Dodgers are into their bullpen, trailing by a run. Chris Sale has gone 8 scoreless with 10 strikeouts and no walks. 0-2 pitch is fouled back by Beatty, and it's going to hit the screen. Still 0-2. So that has been a game that, if you love old school great pitching, it's your kind of night there in Georgia. See if Sale gets the 9th. I wouldn't think so. He's at 97 pitches through 8. 1-0 Atlanta. We'll keep you posted. And, of course, those are the two teams closest to the Brewers in the National League. Right now it's the Dodgers 2 games behind Milwaukee for the best record. 0-2 on Beatty, 2 on, 1 out. And the pitch. Inside, just missed. Cutter, and it's ball 1. 6-2 Milwaukee here in the bottom of the 7th. Braves are 4 games behind the Brewers in the overall record. Senzatella is ready. The 1-2 to Beatty. Swing and a miss. Gassed him up. High, hard 197 on the radar gun. Strike 3. First ortho ASAP strikeout for Antonio Senzatella. And there are 2 gone in the home 7th. Don't strike out, says ortho ASAP. Get back to the active lifestyle you want. See a specialist today at orthowisconsin.com. Christopher Morel, former Chicago Cub who has bounced around all over the place these last few years, is coming up. He's been the best hitter tonight thus far for New York. And Gary Sanchez go out to chat with Senzatella before he hits. It's a Potawatomi Sportsbook trip to the mound with wall-to-wall screens, elite dining, and over 95 kiosks. It's a fan's dream. Potawatomi Sportsbook. Become a legend. Senzatella's had to throw 21 pitches thus far here in the 7th. There's been an error and a walk, 2 on, 2 out, and Morel has walked and lined an RBI single. First pitch. Pumped in knee high. 98 with sink. 0-1. Texas Rangers, by the way, who come to Milwaukee tomorrow. They're off tonight. Just lost 2 of 3 against the White Sox. 0-1 pitch. Nailed the outside corner with another good sinker. Boy, those are 2 perfectly placed pitches by Senzatella. 0-2. Trying to get a scoreless 7th inning is Antonio, and the 2-strike pitch outside that time. Good pitch, better take. 98 on the radar gun, 1-2. Texas Rangers, 2 games below 500, only a half game out of first in the AL West. The 1-2 coming. Upstairs, taken by Morel. 4-seamer, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 out. So we'll see the Rangers. The 1 series, interleague, that the Brewers get them in 2026. Next 3 nights. 2-2 outside. That was close, but ball 3, and so from 0-2, it's a full count. That was maybe 1 inch off the corner there from Senzatella to Morel. And the runners will get a head start. Luis Robert from second and Marcus Semien from first. And Senzatella will disengage, stepping off the rubber. the back of the mound.
That's one. I think if you have 2 ABS challenges, you're probably challenging it. And you would have had a chance there. That was razor thin.
Morrell waits. 3-2, 2 out. Runners go in the pitch. Jam job pop up on the infield right to the second baseman. Hardly having to move, David Hamilton reaches out and snags the third out of the inning. That was another really good pitch. Busted him in with 9.
Colson Montgomery, are you kidding me? Back to back we go, and we are all tied here in the 6th inning. First it was Vargas, then Grichuk, and now Colson Montgomery launching his 27th home run of the season. What an offensive display.
When you've got some thunder in the lineup, it doesn't matter what the lead is.
Field, Chicago, and this is the Pirate Trio, even though it's more than 3. Okay, guys? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The weather outside is frightful, and I am so delightful. I don't want to play, so let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Hometown crew.
Yelich trying to steal home. Here's the throw to the plate. He's safe.
No matter where you live.
Yelich sprinted home.
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
Up 6-2 in the 8th, and Lane Grindle trying to take us home to another series win.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. Sal Frelick leads things off against Curry, who's back out there. Takes a first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Curry has thrown 26 pitches in relief of Sean Manaea tonight. A 6-2 Brewers lead. 0-1, and Frelick able to check on a pitch that was up and away. They appealed to third. He did hold. Sal 0 for 3 tonight after going 3 for 4 last night with a pair driven in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curry out of the windup brings home the pitch, and this is a fly ball into center. Ewing back, still back with a play. Reaches up and makes the catch about 2 steps shy of the warning track for the first out. 1 away for Cooper Pratt. Today's 8th inning is being brought to you by the Wisconsin Laborers District Council. Earn great union wages and benefits, building Wisconsin's infrastructure. Learn more at liunawisconsin.org. That's liunawisconsin.org, and feel the power. Curry's first offering to Cooper is a ground ball back up the middle. A diving attempt by the second baseman, Simeon. But he can't get to it, and it rolls into center field for a single for Cooper. So Pratt, who had the nice at-bat with a sac fly back in the 6th, is officially 1 for 2 tonight. Let's see if the Brewers try to start the runner at some point here with Cooper, who's such a good base runner. David Hamilton at the plate. Hamilton with 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 3. Brewers would love to add on a little bit here in the top of the 8th inning. Make things a little easier here down the stretch. Toss to first. Pratt is back in plenty of time.
By the way, Lane, in Atlanta, Chris Sale is trying to get the complete game against the Dodgers. He is pitching the 9th inning up 1-0.
1 on and 1 away. Pitch missed inside to Hamilton. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Chris Sale, like a fine wine, man. He's just gotten better with age, hasn't he? He was pretty good when he was young, too. But what he's done since going over to Atlanta. The 1-0 pitch. Now when it swung on and fouled back into the net, it's 1-1. I think a lot of people thought he was definitely on the downhill side at the end of his time in Boston. Had dealt with a lot of injuries. He got to Atlanta, promptly won the Cy Young in 24, and if not for Jacob Mizorowski, might win it in 26. There goes the runner, and the pitch was a strike. The throw was not in time. Cooper Pratt in there with a stolen base. So the Brewers swipe another bag for Cooper. That's his 12th stolen base of the season. And it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Hamilton. But now Pratt has himself in scoring position here. Brewers just 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position tonight. Hamilton swings on it, fouls it back and out of play. And it'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Stolen bases presented by Delta Dental for your fellow fanatics, your personal cheerleaders, and your #1 fans. For all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Hamilton hits one foul and out of play, third base side. It'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Brewers again tonight, a lot of traffic, and that has been a theme. We talked about it in the pregame show, Josh. Not every game has resulted in big crooked numbers in terms of runs. 1-2 is down and in with a slider. And it evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But the one thing that's been pretty consistent is traffic. The Brewers have created a lot of traffic, and that is the first recipe to offense for them. 2-2 pitch is flipped foul back behind home plate and out of play.
Well, it makes sense. It's a New York staple, traffic. Come to play the Mets, you're going to deal with traffic.
Yeah. Get on a bus at 3, you get to the ballpark at 3:45. And you went 3 blocks. No. Sometimes it feels like it. Here's the 2-2 to Hamilton. And a fly ball to center. Ewing in and to his left 2 steps to make the catch. That's the second out of the inning. And that'll get Chourio to the plate for the 5th time tonight. He is 3 for 4 so far here tonight. That's also how the Brewers have been able to run up pitch counts so consistently on starting pitchers. And that's been a staple of this team all season long. But when you have a lot of traffic, you're sending a lot of guys to the plate. You're typically getting deep into some counts because there's going to be some walks in there. And that's how you have the offense the Brewers have had, which has been one of the best offenses in baseball this year, as Jackson swings on it, fouls it out of play first base side, and it's 0-1, despite not hitting home runs. Just 122 home runs on the year for Milwaukee. Here's the pitch, missed down and away. One ball and 1 strike on Jackson Chourio. Curry looks in. Pratt is at second base with 2 outs here. And the pitch. Jackson took outside. It's going to be challenged by Alvarez, though.
Pitch is called the ball. Catcher is challenged.
I'll put it up on the screen. I think this one has a shot. It's going to be very close. It is a strike.
Call's overturned. Counts 1-2.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Challenge is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Brewers entered the night in last in home runs. Cleveland would be next with 124. So the Brewers 2 off getting out of the bottom of that category as Chourio took up and away. And it's even now 2 balls and 2 strikes. But they are 3rd in runs scored. Jackson pops it up, foul territory. First base side and out of play. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You just aren't going to see that very often, where a team is last in home runs but 3rd in runs scored. This late into the season, too. This isn't some anomaly. It's the way the Brewers play. They play a different brand of baseball offensively, and it works for them. Curry looks in. The 2-2 pitch. And a fly ball to left. Back on it is Robert at the track wall. Gone! Jackson Churiel with his second homer of the night. It's a 2-run shot. And the Brewers with an 8-2 lead here in Queens. A fastball up and out of the zone. And Jackson with his 19th home run of the season. It's a 4-hit night for Jack. And what a night in the Big Apple for Churiel. And now the Brewers are one off the Guardians in team home runs. Get out of the cellar. Man, that is some talent right there from Jackson Churiel. Where that pitch was to get your hands up and through it and to send that ball out. Luis Robert Jr. barely moved in left field. Lara takes a strike and it's 0-1. This is the stuff Jackson Churiel does at times that just, it makes you salivate when you think about the future with him in a Brewers uniform. Lara takes a strike and it's 0-2.
I mean, he's been on it tonight from the very first pitch of the ball game.
Yep.
When he grounded that sharp single to greet Minaya, and it set the tone for the whole game.
Every Brewers home run presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Get back to taking big swings on the course, court, or field with a visit to Ortho ASAP. Swing and a miss for Lara, and the inning is over. Get expert care today at orthowisconsin.com. Those tack-on runs, so important for the Brewers, especially in this 16 games in 16 days stretch. A 2-run blast from Churiel. It is 8-2 Milwaukee on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Oh my goodness, Gleyber Torres all over it. Gleyber Torres ranged far to his right.
Altuve, another nice play, goes down to a knee to make sure he secured that one.
Charging, diving, and making the catch. Mike Yastrzemski. A run-saving play by Miles Straw in left field.
Swinging a liner towards short, caught by a diving Lindor, and that retires the side.
A tremendous play from Tyler Tolbert in Toronto. He had to range a long way on that turf in shallow right. Lawler in pursuit. Jordan Lawler's got it. What a grab. At the wall, he's got it. Ah, what a catch on Hal Martinez. Back at the wall, and the catch is made by Dom Canzone. Fredo on the headlong dive takes it away. Into center field, and a diving catch by Mike Trout. Diving forward, he was able to reel it in.
Hey man, right here. Thanks.
As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Citi Field in Queens. Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy is a refreshing Weiss beer with natural lemonade flavor. Leinenkugel's flavor the moment. Francisco Alvarez will lead things off against DL Hall, who takes over on the mound for the Crew. He will get the 8th inning here tonight. Brewers with this 6-run advantage. Alvarez tonight 0 for 2. First pitch to him. Missed inside from DL Hall, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. DL sits at a 2.30 ERA on this season. Pitch is a strike on the outside edge, and it's 1-1. Making his 34th appearance of the year. 43 innings. Swing and a miss from Alvarez, and it's 1-2. Again, those tack-on runs are big. The Brewers can stay away from potentially Trevor McGill tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Alvarez. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Blew him away. The fastball at 96. And DL comes in and promptly collects his first strikeout of the night. And there's one away, an ortho ASAP strikeout, and A.J. Ewing will be the batter for the Mets. Again, I was talking about it after the Chourio home run, Josh. Anytime you can give yourself a little margin for error and stay away from the A side of your bullpen during this stretch is going to be very, very critical.
Yeah.
Especially down Abner Uribe, which hopefully not for much longer. First pitch to Ewing is a liner. Diving catch by Pratt in shallow left field for the second out. So Cooper Pratt moving to his right, laying out for that ball and taking a hit away from A.J. Ewing, and now here's Francisco Lindor.
You know what that looked like? Looked like Lindor's catch on Tuesday night in the 9th inning off of Hamilton.
Very much so. Cooper almost came up with a catch Tuesday night similarly. That one was a little bit higher level of difficulty than the one he just made. Here's his strike on Lindor, and it's 0-1. A 2-homer night from Jackson Chourio here tonight. The Brewers lead at 8-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Lindor will utilize his timeout here. Hall's thrown just 6 pitches here in this 8th inning. The 0-1 pitch. A swing and a chopper foul at the plate. That's 0-2. Usingers has been Milwaukee's family-owned sausage shop since 1880. Enjoy the same great taste your grandfather did because our recipes never change. When something works, you stick with it. Still made the old world way, the correct way. Usingers, America's finest sausage. 0-2 pitch, missed down and away with a curveball. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. For Jackson, by the way, his 5th career multi-home run game in a regular season game. Remember, he had one against the Mets in the playoffs a couple of years ago. This one is hit fouling out of play down the right field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lindor. Hall out of the windup, the 1-2 pitch is lined foul into the camera well down the third base line. Stays at 1-2. Chourio tonight, 2 home runs, 4 hits, 4 RBI, 4 runs, and a stolen base. It's a pretty good stat line. I think we all could agree. 1-2 pitch to Lindor. That's a little high, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is only the 30th time in the modern era, so since 1900, that has happened in a game. And Chourio was the first Brewer to do that. Swing and a miss. Lindor strikes out, and the inning is over. A pair of strikeouts for DL Hall in a 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th. To the 9th we go. It's an 8-2 Milwaukee lead on the...
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
He goes to work now in the 2nd inning. The 3rd Ranger to amass his 2000th strikeout in a Rangers uniform. And there's a strikeout of Tenna. Good start to the 2nd inning.
But man, you get ahead with that heater, speed him up, looking for the high velocity.
2-2 on the way. And a swing and a miss at the changeup. 6th strikeout tonight for DeGrom.
Well, first strikeout on a pitch other than the slider. Really good changeup. He's used it well against the lefties.
2-2 and a swing and a miss. Cruz strikes out. 9 strikeouts tonight for Jacob.
Season high is 10 for DeGrom. He's 1 away.
3-2 to Lyle. And a swing and a miss. He got him on the fastball. His 10th strikeout of the night.
He just reaches back and dials it up right here. He's nearing the end of his night, still with good velocity. 97 at the top, and he is still untouchable in a lot of ways with that pitch.
go to the top of the ninth inning. It's an 8-2 Milwaukee lead, and Austin Warren takes over on the mound for the Mets. He will get the top of the ninth inning after Curry came in the sixth inning for New York and got them to this point. Warren was on the mound on Tuesday night when the Brewers started their comeback against the Metropolitans. It'll be Contreras to lead things off against Warren. And the first offering to him is a sweeper in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Big night from Jackson Chourio. 2 home runs, 4 total hits. 0-1 pitch. Missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's his third 2-home run game of this season for Jackson. He got 19 now on the year. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss over the top of a sweeper that was down and away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes on Contreras. Much of the crowd is starting to make its way home on this Thursday night. I'll tell you what, the fact that we were able to get this game started on time and no delays, pretty incredible stuff. This one's not in the books yet, but we are trending in a pretty good direction. Warren's 1-2 offering to Contreras. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Sinker at 94. Contreras a strikeout victim. And now here's Andrew Vaughn. Brewers would not scoff at some Network Health insurance runs. Network Health has been serving the health insurance needs of Wisconsin communities for over 40 years. Visit networkhealth.com today. First offering to Vaughn. That missed down and away. Sinker at 93. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Vaughn tonight extended his hitting streak to 10 games. He's officially 1 for 3. He was hit by a pitch back in the 7th. Here's the 1-0. That caught the outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Brewers took the lead. They've continued to add on to it. Just the 2 runs in the 5th inning against Mizorowski for the Mets. Miz got through 6 tonight. 1-1. That's in there for a strike. And it's 1-2 on Vaughn. Warren's pitch. Missed down and away with a sweeper. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It really is amazing the standard that Miz has set for himself. That tonight he goes 6 innings, gives up 2 hits and 2 runs. And I think for some people it would be like, you know. And it's so unfair. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back, and it stays at 2-2. He has just created this standard that is really unlike very many pitchers have ever been held to before in Major League Baseball. And there's a handful of guys you can think of, but not many. 2-2 pitch. Vaughn swings on it, fouls it back into the net. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You do have to remind yourself that we're watching history every time Miz takes the mound right now. It has been a historical season for the Brewers ace. 2-2 pitch. Vaughn swings on it, fouls it back, and out of play, and he hangs tough.
He was battling the mound all night. It may have contributed to the velocity being a little bit lower. Command wasn't as sharp, and still, at the end of the day, as you said, the final line is terrific. Really was.
2-2 pitch. Missed outside, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think the 2 things that stand out to me about Miz today versus the Jacob Mizorowski we saw in spring training of 2025. And he didn't break with the club, but was up, of course, in June. 3-2 pitch is a liner to right. That's going to drop in there for a base hit for Andrew Vaughn. A 2-hit night for Vaughn. And he's aboard with 1 out now for Gary Sanchez. But I think the two things that stand out to me about Miz, from where he was when we saw him in the spring to where he has ended up in late August of 2026, one is the command. I think everybody would start with that. I just never thought he would throw strikes at this kind of a clip. He's become an elite strike thrower for the most part. Pitch to Sanchez, in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. But I think the other thing is you couldn't anticipate the distractions that would come his way. I mean, his star has blown up as quick as about any player I can remember in baseball, outside of Shohei Ohtani and maybe Aaron Judge. This is down and away with sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sanchez. I mean, he's gone to this overnight sensation that every baseball player, fan wants to get a piece of. The 1-1 is a strike at the knees on a sinker. It's going to be challenged by Gary.
Pitcher's called a strike. The hitter is challenging.
It's the 9th inning. Gary's like, we can't take those with us. It's a strike.
Call confirmed. Milwaukee has no challenges remaining.
Challenge is brought to you by Bella Windows Indoors of Wisconsin. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Gary. Warren looks in. And the pitch. Bouncing ball on the left side. Big hop for Beatty. Goes to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. Gary stays out of the double play for the second time tonight. Reaches on a fielder's choice. And he's aboard with 2 outs in front of Joey Ortiz. But yeah, the distractions, just the societal distractions that have come Jacob's way, but also the things like you talk about. He lands in a different place than every other pitcher in baseball. So there's times he has to navigate a mound that's maybe not exactly to his liking. You know that every time you take the mound, the other team is so geared up to face you because of who you are and what. I mean, it's a compliment to you. Ortiz takes a strike and it's 0-1. And I think he's embraced all of that. And he's just accepted it, and it's all kind of almost made him better in a way. And for other guys, it could go the other direction. 0-1 to Ortiz. Fly ball, foul, and out of play down the right field line. It's 0-2 on Joey. Ortiz 1 for 4. Hit his 3rd triple of the season earlier in the game.
Yeah. You knew it.
I did. Only knew it because it happened when I was calling it. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. When you asked, that's why I held up the 3. I was like, well, I won't ruin it for everybody else, right? I was going to let you know that I knew.
Oh, no, I was asking you.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was like, just throwing it out there. You were crowdsourcing it. 1-2 pitch. Joey took a little high. Maybe a touch outside as well with a sinker. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ortiz. 8-2 Brewers. They've out-hit the Mets 11-2. The Mets had 2 hits. They both came in the 5th inning. And that's been it. 2-2 pitch. Swinging bunt up the third baseline. Barehanded by Warren. He's going to throw it away. It ends up in foul territory. Gary on his way to third. He's going to be held there. And the Brewers will have him on the corners with 2 outs. That should be a hit for Joey Ortiz, one would think. That was a great job getting off the mound by Austin Warren and barehanding it. And then throwing to first, but the throw was not an accurate one. It is a base hit for Ortiz, so the Brewers have him on the corners. Joey, 2 for 5 tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have to give an error to get Sanchez over to third base. But you're right. That was a very difficult chance for the pitcher. Would have had him with an accurate throw, but anything but normal effort.
Frelick the batter. The pitch. Sweeper in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Brewers trying to tack on a little bit more here in the top of the 9th inning. On their way to a series win in Queens. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Went after an elevated fastball at 94. And it's 0-2 on Frelick. Now 12 hits tonight for the Brewers. Sanchez at third. Ortiz is at first. And the 0-2 pitch. That missed a little bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Frelick 0 for 4 tonight. Announced his return from the injured list last night very loudly. With a 3-hit night last night for Sal. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Frelick strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And the inning is over. Brewers will strand a pair. There was an error. And there was a couple of hits in the inning as well.
Trying to keep this winning streak alive.
Swing and a fly ball. Center field. Going back is Church. Back toward the wall. It is over! Off the batter's eye. Onto Ashburn Alley. Kyle Schwarber has just completed an improbable comeback.
The streak continues for the Phillies as Kyle Schwarber with the Phils' first walk-off home run in more than 3 years.
Shot to the upper deck, caught by that fan right there. Nice grab.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, there it goes.
Well, she's only doing what she sees them do all the time. Oh, nice grab.
That's a
Fired
really
back.
good grab.
She says, well, let me have it. Let me have it, Dad. Thanks. Well, here it goes.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, is, you know, the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
WTMJ.
Lee trying to put the finishing touches on this one here this evening in Queens, and then the Brewers will head home to Milwaukee for a very brief 3-game series with the Rangers, and then that big one in Wrigley is looming coming up next week. It'll be Benj, Robert Jr., and Jared Young to hit for the Mets here in the bottom of the ninth. Chad Patrick takes over on the mound for the Crew. So the Brewers get 6 from Mizorowski. They ask for an inning out of Senzatella, an inning out of Hall, and now an inning out of Chad Patrick, who did pitch on Tuesday night in this series and gave up a home run to Luis Robert Jr., who is in the on-deck circle. First pitch is in there for a strike on Benj, and it's 0-1. Benj tonight is 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out. The pitch is a bouncing ball to second. Big hop at the chest of David Hamilton. He throws to first and retires Benj. And there's one away in the Mets half of the ninth. That'll get Luis Robert Jr. to the plate. This game tonight does not add to this statistic, but it's one that I think is really impressive, and it kind of builds off of what the Brewers did in the regular season last year as well. First pitch to Robert is a liner into the right field for a base hit for Luis Robert Jr. That guy can hit. Had himself a very nice series. He's just been on it here of late for the Mets at the plate. He's aboard with 1 out in front of Jared Young. Remember last year the Brewers, when the season was over, you could look around at all the division winners, and the Brewers had basically won a series or swept all of them. You know, we know that they went 6-0 against the Dodgers in the regular season. they had handled the Phillies in the regular season as well. First offering to Young is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Won the series in Toronto. Another great example. And so the point was the Brewers really fared well against other playoff teams a season ago. The 0-1 fouled back and out of play, no balls and 2 strikes. Brewers have the best record right now in Major League Baseball against teams that would currently be in the postseason. They are 28-18 against teams currently in postseason position. Oh, 2 pitch. And missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jared Young, who drove in a run back in the 5th with an RBI double. Young is 1 for 3 in this game. 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul at the plate. It'll stay at 1-2. Just 3 hits tonight for the Mets. That hit by Robert, just the 3rd hit of the night for New York. This has been a tough season for these Mets. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball center field. Lara spun around a little bit, but gets back there, finds it, makes the catch, and there's 2 away. And the Mets are down to their last out, and Marcus Semien coming to the plate here for New York.
I would tell you this, though, to put in perspective these wins, if this finishes this way, the last couple of nights, Brewers taking care of a team that, after the trade deadline, before yesterday, were 13-6.
Yeah, they were 17-13 in their last 30 coming into this series on Tuesday. First pitch to Semien, and it's hit off the end of the bat, rolls out in front of the mound. Fielded by Sanchez. He'll take it and throw to first in time. And the Brewers have won this series here in Queens with an 8-2 victory over the Mets. And the Brewers will fly home to get ready for the Rangers. The 83rd win of the season for the Crew. And it's only August 27th. Brewers lead in the Central grows to 7 games with this victory here tonight. 8-2 your final. And we're back to tell you all about it after this on the Brewers Radio Network.
Most things people do could be done more safely. Sometimes it's common sense. Sometimes it's innovating a better way. But it's always about minimizing risk. For this purpose, West Bend is willing to come check out your business and help minimize your risks. It's precisely because of thinking like this that West Bend has been keeping businesses and employees safe for over 125 years. To find out more, visit thesilverlining.com. West Bend, the worst brings out our best.
On the baseball field, the skilled players get paid the most. The same.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but